not a number on a depth chart. Go to Aria Dental Implant Center now or go online at ariadentalimplantcenter.com. That's ARIA Dental Implant Center.com.
Hey, it's Gamble. If you've got a mortgage in the last 3 years, listen up. Mortgage rates have dropped, and now could be a great time to refinance and put money back in your pocket. My friends at Lund Mortgage track rates daily to help you act fast and save. Just email RateWatch at lundmortgage.com, and they'll alert you when it's the right time. Skip the mailers and robocalls. Lund Mortgage gives you the full picture so you can make a smart decision. Email RateWatch at lundmortgage.com and start saving.
KMVP FM Phoenix, live from the Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort Studio. Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
I'm Sammy Cebulka with what's trending now, presented by Parker & Sons Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. It was back to winning ways for the Diamondbacks yesterday after going down 2-0. The Snakes responded with 6 unanswered runs, all via the long ball. Adrian Del Castillo and Nolan Arenado got it going in the 4th, and Ketel Marte and Corbin Carroll got in on the action in the 9th, and they got a 6-2 win. And yes, Drip Vargas did extend his hit streak to 25 games, and they'll send who's been their best pitcher this season to the mound looking for a series win. Mike Soroka gets the ball. First pitch is this morning from Milwaukee at 10:40. Be sure to catch it right here on Arizona Sports 98.7 and the Arizona Sports app, and find out why Jeremiah Love's college football coach Marcus Freeman believes he's a football unicorn over on ArizonaSports.com today. This report is brought to you by Asset Preservation Wealth and Tax. Retirement comes with stealth taxes, Medicare surcharges, Social Security taxation, and forced distribution. Schedule your retirement tax and income stress test at AssetPreservationWealth.com.
Good morning. Time to get up and go to work.
The power-packed morning zoo. Are you kidding me?
Fire. It's the greatest radio show ever.
Fire. Good morning and welcome.
Show the world.
Dan Bickley.
When America needs real advice about real life, they turn to Dan
Vince Marotta.
And that's crushed. Deep right center field. And Vinny has a 2-home run, 6 RBI night in the first 4 innings.
Jared Carlin.
This is a ferret. That's a ferret. Ferret. That's a ferret.
And Sammy Cebulka.
Sammy, you're not going to sing for us, are you?
Arizona Sports, the local sports leader. Bickley and Marotta mornings.
Shout out to Dan Bickley, my boy, him and Mr. Vince. Okay.
Time to go to work. Time to go to work.
Good morning, Valley sports fans. Happy Thursday to everybody. What's going on, fellas?
How you doing, Vic?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
It's already time for Thursday morning confession from Sammy?
I have a confession to make.
Okay.
So I've been with you guys for like a year and 4 months now, right? And
Is that right?
I've
Okay.
loved getting up with you guys. Loved it. Today was the hardest it's been to
Ever.
get out of bed.
Ah,
Is
okay.
that because you carried your basketball team to a victory yesterday?
So no, Vinny, I'm really glad you asked the question.
I'm really glad you asked that question that I set up for you to ask.
So last night was your games or your game?
Yes, the semi, and I'll say this. The Scottsdale Men's Basketball League may have witnessed the craziest night in men's league basketball history.
Well, do tell.
Our game, we played the 1 seed. They'd beaten every team by 20. We won in overtime.
Wow.
At 6:30 p.m. We won in overtime. It was insane. The game after us to precede the championship also went to overtime on a game that you guys remember the Duke-UConn sequence, the steal, tip, deep three.
Yeah.
I would say something very similar happened in the second game to force overtime. The team then won that game to play us in the championship. So we're playing back-to-back games. And 5 minutes left, our team's up by 5 points. We feel really good about where we're at. We get a steal. I toss it to our most athletic player on the team. He goes up and dunks it. Dunks the ball.
Yeah.
I've never seen him ever dunk a basketball.
Wow.
He dunks it. And little did we know that in this men's league, any dunk or touching of the rim is a technical foul. So with under 5 to go, the basket does not count. The other team gets 2 free throws and the ball. When in reality, if he laid the ball in, we're up 7
You're up
with
7
4 to
and
go,
you've got it in the ice
and
box.
It's in the ice box. They make both free throws. Foul and 1. Game's tied. 3 minutes left. And if there were post game press conferences, let's just say the fine would have been hefty.
That is unbelievable.
We go on a cold streak due to I'm just gonna say a lack of a whistle. I tend to not make.
No.
I really tend to not make excuses, especially when things are in my hands. It was
Okay.
highway robbery.
This sounds
All right, so hold on now. What was the final score? So you guys lost the championship game?
Lost the championship game by 4 points. And this is where
look, why would a rec men's league have such a rule in place that you cannot touch the rim?
Who's
Why?
your coach? You got to know the rules.
Are they afraid of people hanging on the rims and damaging?
I feel like that's what it's got to be, but
Also, maybe to make it more fair.
Well,
If there happens to be like the one really athletic guy that he just doesn't go up and dunk on people's faces every time.
It's likely an equipment thing. I mean,
it might be.
You can't shatter a backboard if you're not hanging on the rim. And it's not like they can wheel in another backboard like they do in the NBA.
This is killer.
The worst part of it, the absolute worst part of it, is that our team is compiled of friends that went to school together at U of A. The team we played, all guys we knew at the University of Arizona.
Really?
I thought you were going to say they were all ASU people.
The fact that you got penalized on a dunk from somebody who had never dunked before, was it all adrenaline that got him up that high?
He's always been very, very athletic. And, like, in warm-ups, he would go up and, like, act like he was going to dunk the ball. And the kicker in this is when we're warming up, and he's going up, like, real high. And I'm like, oh, you could probably throw one down. The ref of all people came over to him, and he goes, are you going to throw one down tonight?
No.
You got baited.
What are we doing?
Wow.
Well, this sounds like the fix is in here.
It really does.
It kind of does. But
Who are you playing? The Oklahoma City Thunder?
I'm sitting pretty, though. I had the other team on the money line.
And
so.
oh, man, the group chat afterwards was crazy.
That's brutal.
So, and I say this to say, I haven't been, like, that hot or that upset at almost anything in I can't remember when.
Wow. Well, give yourself a few more years working with Jarrett. You'll get to that point again. Start the show,
Shouldn't
Jarrett.
take long either.
The Splash. The stories making waves in the sports world. The Splash.
Get him out coming.
The Splash, brought to you by Presidential Pools, Arizona's #1 pool builder. See why at presidentialpools.com.
The D-backs leaned on the long ball in a 6-2 win over the Brewers at American Family Field. Adrian Del Castillo's solo shot cut a 2-0 deficit in half. In the fourth inning, later in that frame, Nolan Arenado jacked a 3-run homer that gave the Snakes a 4-2 lead. And then Ketel Marte, Corbin Carroll going back-to-back with solo shots in the ninth. Eduardo Rodriguez lasted only 4 and 2/3 innings, allowed 2 runs on 5 hits and walked 4. But the D-backs bullpen got the job done. Kevin Ginkel, Juan Murillo, Taylor Clark, Paul Sewald combined on 4 1/3 innings of scoreless relief. And of course, we got to answer the daily question.
Did Trip Vargas extend his hitting streak? Yes.
He extended the streak with a 1-out single in the second and then singled again in the fourth. That series concludes this morning with, of course,
I couldn't have been more.
Wrong one, Vin. Mike Soroka on the mound.
I want to get to a point in this season where every single player we mention has their own drop.
Oh, that would be annoying. I love it.
Yes.
Brandon Woodruff going for the Brewers. 10:40 is the first pitch. You can hear all the action of the series finale right here on Arizona Sports 98.7 and the Arizona Sports app, beginning with pregame coverage when we wrap up at 10. Couldn't be a 9:40 first pitch. Come on. Throw us a freaking bone here.
Yeah.
It'd be an 8:30 first pitch.
D-backs made a roster move before Wednesday's game as they optioned right-hander Andrew Hoffman to AAA Reno. Recalled left-hander Philip Abner from the Aces. Abner had pitched in 9 games out of the Reno bullpen, 4.82 ERA in 9 1/3 innings of work. They're going to have a left-hander throw a pitch.
How revolutionary.
If it doesn't happen today, they will go all the way throughout April without having a left-hander throw a bullpen pitch. Amazing. Last night in the NBA playoffs, Detroit basketball very much alive after a 116-109 win over the Orlando Magic in Game 5. Cade Cunningham went off for 45. That canceled out Paolo Banchero's 45-point night for the Magic. Orlando still leads that series 3-2. First time opponents have both gone for 40 in the same playoff game since Shaq, or was it Kobe or Shaq against Iverson in that Game 1. They both had over 40. That's the first time it's happened since then. Orlando, like I said, still leads that series 3-2. Cavaliers rallied in the second half to down Toronto 125-120. Evan Mobley and James Harden each had 23 for the Cavs. They grab a 3-2 series lead. And the Rockets win again, 99-93 over the Lakers in L.A. Jabari Smith Jr. led a balanced attack with 22 for the Rockets, who are now down 3-2 with a Game 6 on their home floor. Houston has already announced that Kevin Durant will not play in Game 6 as he continues to deal with that ankle injury. Tonight, 3 more games on tap, and all could be closeout contests. The first, Atlanta's trying to stay alive in Game 6 against the Knicks. That game at 4 o'clock on ESPN. Then the Celtics on the road trying to close out the 76ers in Philly at 5 o'clock on Peacock. And the Timberwolves, the lone home team with a chance to finish off their first-round series against Denver in Game 6. That tip from the Target Center is at 6:30. College basketball, former ASU big man Masamba Diop has committed to transfer to Gonzaga, according to a report from the Field of 68. Diop, 13.6 points, 5.8 rebounds, and over 2 block shots per game in his freshman season under Bobby Hurley. And in golf, Saudi Arabia's public investment fund officially pulling the plug on its funding for Live Golf at the end of the year. According to a report from the Wall Street Journal, the PIF has spent nearly $6 billion on Live Golf. And now the Rebel Tour will have to find outside financing to keep the endeavor, which launched in 2021. Live has pivoted by establishing a new independent board as it attempts to survive as a diversified multi-partner investment model.
Yeah, it has no chance.
No.
Ding dong, the Wicked Witch is dead.
It didn't work with a $6 billion investment.
Yeah.
Who's lining up to throw money at that?
Who's going to throw them $100 million a month like they were getting? That faucet has been turned off, man.
There you go. There is your splash for this Thursday, April 30th. Coming up, D-backs got a nice win, and the 25-game drip streak continues. We'll talk Diamondbacks Brewers to start things off on this Thursday. It's Bickley and Murata Mornings live from the Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort Studios at Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Diamondbacks baseball.
0-2 swing and a miss. Thanks for playing. Diamondbacks win it by a final score of 6-2. They got 4 homers on the night, including back-to-back jacks from Marte and Carroll in the ninth, and the bullpen finishes the game, retiring 13 in a row.
The D-backs are up early to try to take the series win in Milwaukee. Pre-game 10 a.m. on the Arizona Sports app and 98.7 FM.
Luke Lipinski back to tell you about Orchard. How's this for a plan? You find your dream home and you just move in right away without the frustrations of waiting around to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? Well, that's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. If you find the new home you want, that's a big deal. So buy it now, then sell the old one later. And here's how. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first. You can do it on your timeline. You don't have to wait around. You don't have to do any showings. You don't have to do any double moves. If you ever tried to do a double move before, you know you don't want to do it again. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home, and they make price-boosting upgrades. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent will list and sell your home for top dollar, and they can do that because their agents are some of the most experienced around town with smart tools and products to help you attract the right kinds of buyers. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to sell your old home later so you can focus on buying and moving into your new home now. If you're ready to find out how much your home is worth, visit Orchard.com for your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Mets, D-backs, starting May 8th. Get tickets now. I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Hello?
Hey, sis. Got a sec?
Yeah, what's up?
Take a look at the picture I just sent you. I'm walking into Hellsburg and want to get Mom something special for Mother's Day.
Yeah, she's done so much for us this year. Let's see. Diamond pendant. Oh, she'd love this.
Great. I'll get this, which means you're in charge of flowers.
Okay, deal.
This Mother's Day, save up to 50% on timeless gifts for Mom. Shop at a store near you or at Hellsburg.com.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. I've had the privilege of seeing miracles, broken families rebuilt, every crash, every workplace injury, every medical mistake. Fighting back can work. We've gone toe-to-toe with insurance giants, and we've won a lot. Over $30 billion recovered. Size matters. Reputation matters. Results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Arizona lawyer will handle Arizona cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Have you heard about Global Credit Union? Hey, everybody, it's Dave Burns. They're helping Arizonans keep more of their money. Last year, members saved over $194 million through better rates and lower fees. Perks include early payday, access to your paycheck up to 3 days early, and 24/7 U.S.-based support whenever you need it. Join at globalcu.org or visit one of their 9 Phoenix area branches. I'm a member, and you will feel the difference right away. Global Credit Union. Better rates, fewer fees, real savings.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Free your team from time-consuming procurement tasks. Discover smart business buying where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Arizona Sports.
Swung on that is hit high and deep.
Bickley and Marana talk D-backs baseball now.
There's a high drive out into left field. Going back is Lockridge at the fence, and it's gone. Opposite field home run for Adrian Del Castillo. And there's a fire blast out to left, and that one's going to go. Arenado goes deep. There's the 0-1. There's a swing and a drive, and there it goes. Insurance run, second deck. 5-2 Diamondbacks on Marte's 5th of the year. Carroll swings, sends a high, deep drive out to right field, back-to-back jack.
Yeah, it was long ball city for the Diamondbacks last night. 4 home runs, all of their offense coming via the home run. You heard all 4 of them right there. A 6-2 win over the Milwaukee Brewers to even that 3-game series at a game apiece with the rubber game coming up today. And I think Chris Garagiola just coined another term that we could use.
What?
He called Arenado's home run a fire blast.
Wow.
There's a really, really, most people would say that, all Sandler movies are bad. But did you ever see the movie Pixels?
No.
Peter Dinklage is in it, and he calls himself the fire blaster in that. We could get that drop. Every time Arenado hits a home run, he's the fire blaster.
Okay, I like that.
The quest is coming true,
I would
Jarrett.
say they're getting pretty much into copyright infringement on my blast, especially when I might have to break out that wig and say, "Get out of my territory."
Oh my God, you're right.
I'm the proprietor of the fire blast. Get off my patch.
You should break out that wig more often, though. It's been a good year.
Yes, no, I think it's a funny prop, but it also it really kind of undermines and distracts and you know what I mean, right?
I could see that.
It adds a level of mockery to the proceedings.
I'd be thumbing through our social media, and then something from Bickley Marana mornings would come up, and I'd be, Bicks were in the way.
Yeah, that, and as a lot of people have pointed out, it looks way too much like Mr. Orange, that awful man who went to jail.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so the Diamondbacks game last night, I'm going to go backwards first. When Ketel Marte, when he and Corbin Carroll went back-to-back late last night, it was the first moment where I'm like, that's it. That's how this team gets to the playoffs, by doing all the little things they've been doing, but then getting the star power from those two guys. And they were just, both of them were prodigious blasts in their own right. Ketel Marte, a line drive rocket, and then Corbin Carroll, a majestic moonshot to deep right center. Back to back.
Yep.
Hadn't happened yet this year. That's sort of an announcement that, hey, we're for real. I don't know. It's just the way it struck me.
It could be, because Ketel Marte, there's been glimpses, and he had that stretch where he was just hitting the stuffing out of the baseball, but not getting anything to show for it because he was hitting it right at people. Could be something. Torey Lovello commented on the long balls for his team.
The two guys that hit the home runs in the ninth inning, Marte and Carroll, yes. I'm always anticipating that they're going to walk up there and find their way to hitting a big ball. But, it was a good moment for Arenado to hit that 3-run home run. It was a beautiful swing and impacted the game with one swing of the bat. It absolutely turned the tide and gave us the momentum we needed.
Yeah, so there was that. And look, you got to look at the bullpen. The bullpen's going to be a crapshoot. You never know what you're going to get from that bullpen. But Eduardo Rodriguez was not at his best. He struggled with the walk as well, putting 4 guys on the base pass via the free pass. And for Ginkel to come in the 5th and give up a base hit to the first batter he faced and then pitch out of that jam, that was enormous. And that was the only hit anybody in the bullpen gave up, was the first batter that Ginkel faced.
That was a very, very tidy performance from the bullpen. And once again, this baseball team has shown the ability to get shellacked and then to brush it off.
Yeah, Torey talked about that too.
We're resilient and we're tough. So that's part of our culture. We know that we're gonna have tough days. We budget for them. We talk about them. I wanna know what this team looks like the following day after a tough day like yesterday, and they responded. I'm really, really proud of this group, and it wasn't easy. We had to grind a little bit, but we won the little things, the little inches all over the field today.
Yeah, and focusing on one of the players that hit a home run, if you didn't look at the numbers and the way, like what you've seen from Nolan Arenado in his first year as a Diamondback, if I told you he was hitting .284 with 5 home runs and 17 runs batted in at this point, you'd probably be like, no, he's not.
You'd be tickled that those are the results.
Yeah, he's coming around.
Yeah, and given how slow his start was, and given how many people began to think, this was a mistake, he's rounded into form very, very nicely. It's been a weird year. I was looking over our dingers category thing yesterday, and for home runs, it's been a weird year so far.
Very.
It has, because Murakama from the White Sox is on pace to hit like 1,000.
Yeah, he's a good hitter, man. But yeah, listen. So I just think I think that's been odd. But I think the
you want to know how weird a year it's been for the Diamondbacks? Merrill Kelly has the same amount of pitching appearances as Brian McCann does.
or James McCann.
James McCann, yeah.
Damn it. I always do that. Why is there 2 McCann catchers?
Yeah, James McCann, Tom McCann.
Gosh dang it.
You remember Tom McCann?
Shoes? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Back in the day.
Imagine I said that right. How
funny it would have been?
Yeah. He has the same appearances as Joe Ross and Taylor Rashi also.
You got those names right.
That's it. I'm reading them now. Not leaving it up to my memory.
Do you wonder, I'm starting to wonder, because Vargas has been such a great story, and he's getting a lot of time at first base. Fernandez has been such a great story, really out of nowhere, and they're kind of floating him around. It was good to see Perdomo back last night. Are you wondering what's going to happen when Carlos Santana is healthy?
Well, yeah, of course I am. Yeah, I mean, you.
How do you disturb what's going on there?
I don't think you can. Right?
I don't think that's going to be that. I think he'll play once or twice a week, Santana.
Yeah, but it's a roster spot. What are you doing with the roster spot?
Well,
I mean, probably not going to affect either one of those two, but
they accidentally put a left-hander in the bullpen, so maybe they'll get rid of that. Free spot up there.
That luxury item. I'm just starting to wonder because those guys have been so good, both of them. I mean, they're not above 500 if Vargas and Fernandez aren't doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
So just
and that can
something
be said,
to think about.
That can be said for a lot of like Corbin Burns coming back, like who's getting the boot to the bullpen when the two relievers come back. The guys in the bullpen have been pretty good when Lawler comes back. There's just a lot of
Lawler
when
too.
guys come back, but in reality, the guys on the lineup are playing real well.
Mm-hmm. So D-backs going for a series win today in Milwaukee against the Brewers. Again, that first pitch is at 10:40. D-backs baseball hits the airwaves right after we wrap up at 10 o'clock. Coming up next, what in the world could possibly make us want to talk about Aaron Rodgers?
No, what a hump!
A hump! We'll tell you next. It's Bickley and Murata Mornings here on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Burns and Gambo, afternoons.
What percentage chance do you think he could be the game one starter for the Arizona Cardinals?
5 to 10%.
Okay, but
I don't
not,
think you,
not zero.
Not zero.
Not zero, but not
You
high.
got an impasse right now with Jacoby. I think Jacoby Brissett's your starter. I always say this about, like, even with basketball players with Malawach and Fleming, he's played a lot of football games, Carson Beck, but 17 games is a long season. It's the NFL. You're going to take a beating out there. If you can take some of those games off his schedule, I think it helps.
Burns and Gambo, afternoons 2 till 6 on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Hey everybody, Dan Bickley here with a question for you, courtesy of Life Changer Loan. If you could pay off your mortgage in 5 years and not change a penny of your spending habits, would you do it? The obvious answer, of course you would. And that's why if you're buying a home, if you're looking to refinance, make your first phone call to Life Changer Loan. If you're a good fit, you're going to love the results. This is an innovative program where you do your banking inside of your mortgage. You pay all principal first. In fact, it's bigger than that. All of your income goes to paying off all of your debt, and you do it without changing a dime of your spending habits. You do it without any trepidation because you always have access to your equity. 5 years is the average length of time it takes a Life Changer Loan client to pay off their mortgage, which obviously does a lot of great things, but primarily it gives you a lot of time to build personal wealth while everybody else, probably chained to that 30-year fixed rate mortgage, otherwise known as a death sentence. Finally, having 24/7 access to your equity gives you a lot of flexibility in terms and in times of financial uncertainty. You have the power to pay down, pay off, or borrow back from yourself whenever you want. Find out more by calling 480-504-0844 online at lifechangerloan.com.
Wolf, you've had All Pro Shade concepts at your house for a couple of years now. What is one thing you'd tell your listeners about them?
Oh, buddy, you gotta have shade.
Exactly. You want to cool down your patio?
You gotta have shade.
That's right. And how about a little privacy?
You gotta have shade.
Want a comfortable outdoor space for your whole family to enjoy?
You gotta have shade.
Wolf, can you say anything else?
Do like I did. Get your free estimate at allproshade.com. That's allproshade.com. Because you gotta have shade.
Progressive's accident response can detect and send help when you need it most, after a major car accident. But other accidents, you're on your own. Like when you accidentally call your wife Mom. When you accidentally say Happy Holidays on someone's birthday. When you accidentally wave at someone you thought was waving at you. We can't help with those accidents, but Progressive's accident response provides peace of mind after major car accidents. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, I'm Emily, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where fine jewelry is always crafted with care no matter the price. Mother's Day, birthdays and graduations, weddings and anniversaries, the new job you got, and even the one you didn't. Give a birthstone necklace, a heart-shaped locket made in Italy, or high-quality diamond studs you can trade up every year. At Shane Company, we have something for everyone, because a friend wants you to win the gifting game. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Hi, folks. Jody Jackson here. Is private student loan debt wrecking your life? There are so many families stuck with student loans they can't afford, and with payments so high, they feel hopeless. If that sounds familiar, YRefi can help. They refinance distressed and defaulted private student loans, the loans other lenders won't touch. They're not a debt settlement company, and your credit score doesn't matter. YRefi works with you one-on-one to create a custom payment based on your ability to pay. They can reduce your monthly payment, guarantee interest rates under 6%, and they may even lower your total loan cost, saving you thousands. They offer a 3-minute rate check with no credit impact, accept bad credit, and can release co-borrowers from the loan. Take control of your student loans today. Call 888-YREFI-85 or visit YRefi.com. That's YREFY.com. YRefi, a light at the end of the tunnel.
Not available in all states.
I'm Sammy Sabolka with what's trending now, presented by Parker & Sons Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. Erod was solid. The bullpen was nails. The Snakes homered 4 times, and Drip Vargas extended his hit streak to 25 games in their 6-2 win against the Brewers. Mike Soroka will get the ball today in hopes of moving to 5-0. First pitch from Milwaukee will be at 10:40 this morning, right here on Arizona Sports 98.7 and the Arizona Sports app. The Rockets and Pistons fended off elimination last night in the 76ers, and Hawks will look to do the same tonight as the NBA playoffs roll on. And after the Cardinals took Jeremiah Love with the 3rd overall pick in last week's NFL draft, find out what his college coach, Marcus Freeman, thought of him in his time at Notre Dame over on ArizonaSports.com, and that's what's trending now.
Arizona Sports, the local sports leader. Bickley and Murata. Hash marks.
Yeah, just when you thought it was an Aaron Rodgers free zone, Dan Bickley.
Yeah.
Something happens, man.
Yeah, how about it?
Of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers earlier this week tendered an unrestricted free agent offer to Aaron Rodgers, which gives them more control as they continue to wait and see what Aaron Rodgers actually wants to do for next season. He was supposed to make his decision by this point. Guess what? We told you he wasn't going to. So the Steelers are taking some action. There was an interesting discussion that went on on a show called Inside Coverage, Yahoo Sports. It's Jory Epstein, Andrew Siciliano, and a longtime NFL writer, Charles Robinson. So Charles Robinson goes on for a couple minutes talking about all the steps, all the leverage that the Steelers are trying to create in this issue. But as they wait for Aaron Rodgers, he points out something that has changed in the NFL at a quarterback position. Listen to what Charles Robinson says here.
At the same time, it also backstops you from one quarterback scenario that has changed, right? One thing has changed, I think, in the NFL, because we sit there and we go, well, where would he go? What would he do? Well, the one thing that changed is the Arizona Cardinals have a bridge quarterback who all of a sudden wants to get paid like Kirk Cousins, right? Jacoby Brissett, I think he wants more money. Kirk Cousins got $20 million this year to be a bridge quarterback, and all of a sudden there's a little bit of a gap there. I think he's pushing the Cardinals, and the Cardinals have, I'll ask Jory, who's their offensive coordinator in Arizona?
I mean, the play caller's Mike LaFleur. Oh, but you're talking about Nathaniel Hackett being their offensive coordinator. Yeah.
Yes. Who has a relationship with who in the NFL?
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, yes.
So Charles Robinson is going all Brian Windhorst, isn't he?
Why would they do
that? So the long and short of it is Charles Robinson has uncorked the rumor that Aaron Rodgers might be in play as the Cardinals starting quarterback in 2026. Now, whether you think it's preposterous, whether you think it's stupid, Charles Robinson is generally a well-regarded reporter. Does a lot of investigative work, and so this is not Hank Gudgely tweeting from his basement or whatever you want to call
Mungo Beanfield.
Yeah. By the way, Jared, where does Aaron Rodgers rank on your list of humps?
On the hump list.
On the hump list, where is he?
Are we? restricting it to sports?
No, just the all-time hump list. We know Elon Musk's on the hump list.
Well,
Who else is on the hump list?
All-time hump list, he's near the middle. But in sports, he's very close to the top. I found him very obnoxious, and I used to like him.
Yeah,
he used to be pretty charming in those commercials, the discount double check things.
Yeah. When he threw the football at 6 miles, and the dog was like, "I ain't getting that."
And was a fun player, but man, does he just people who think that they're just way smarter than everybody else is just an obnoxious trait.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I completely agree with you on all of that.
And now he's going full Roger Clemens here, where he's just holding teams hostages and dictating whether he's not going to play to them or not.
Aaron Rodgers is in Michael Bidwill's box.
Now, so what Charles Robinson is saying is this, that if the Cardinals are being forced or ransomed or whatever word you want to use to up Jacoby Brissett's salary to near that $20 million that Kirk Cousins got to be a bridge starting quarterback, then if that's truly the ask from Jacoby, then why not give it to a guy like Aaron Rodgers, who ostensibly would put more butts in seats? So again, this is kind of the way the national media is looking at Michael Bidwill and the priorities here in Arizona, that they want to sell tickets. It's why they drafted Jeremiah Love, if you didn't know, folks. It's
That's the only reason.
Only reason to put butts in seats.
Never mind the fact that the stadium's filled every week. They wanted to put more butts in seats.
That's right. Never mind that Marcus Freeman told us yesterday he's the best football player he's ever coached. They just want to put butts in seats.
A unicorn, he said.
He said he's a unicorn. So to me, I kind of laugh at this, but I suppose anything is possible. But here's my thing. Let's indulge this for 1 second. Let's assume that there's something to this. Wouldn't it lead the question, what are the Cardinals doing?
Absolutely.
You go out and you sign Tyler Algier, then you go and you draft a running back with the 3 overall pick. You go and you bring in Gardner Minshew, you draft Carson Beck, you have Jacoby Brissett, and now you're interested in Aaron Rodgers? It doesn't make any sense. Unless there was a plan here to begin, and that plan got changed by somebody else who has a different plan for you. I don't know. I'm not sure what to make of this. If this were anybody else other than Charles Robinson, I would dismiss this out of hand.
Yes.
The fact that the Steelers put this tender on Aaron Rodgers, this is rarely ever used.
I had to, because I saw that it pop up on a crawl yesterday, and I was like, wait, tendered an UFA offer? You don't see that. It's usually the RFA that you see the link to that. So I do a double take and actually read on it. This is very rarely used, but it also shows a level of frustration that the Steelers have.
Definitely.
Because they got Aaron Rodgers last year. He performed better than expected, I think. But as you tie this back to the Cardinals, yes, it would beg the questions, what are they doing? But if the Cardinals are interested in competing in 2026, and they're if they're of the mindset that they're going to spend $20 million on a 1-year starting quarterback, I'm giving it to Aaron Rodgers over Jacoby Brissett every time.
Are you really?
Yes.
I don't know if I agree with you on that. But then again, people have accused me of being way too enamored with Jacoby Brissett. Aaron Rodgers is probably about the 24th best quarterback in football at the moment. Somewhere around there.
Where's Jacoby Brissett on that list?
Somewhere around there. I just
they're
think
that close.
Yeah, I do. I mean, we watched Jacoby Brissett with our own eyes. What does Aaron Rodgers do markedly better than Jacoby Brissett?
Win football games.
Well.
If Aaron Rodgers does come to Arizona, does that immediately eliminate any starts Carson Beck would have?
Well, then there's that. Then how in the world would you ever evaluate that?
Because great mentor Aaron Rodgers.
But anyways, this UFA tender that the Pittsburgh Steelers put on Aaron Rodgers, if they thought Aaron was going to sign with the team, it's completely unnecessary. And now what it does is it only probably makes Aaron Rodgers angry because it restricts his ability to go elsewhere and play football. So if the Cardinals were to do this, they're going to get a compensatory pick.
True.
And you're not going to throw those out there as well. So this is really, I saw this yesterday and I thought, you got to be kidding me.
It's crazy. In 2026, there could be multiple teams interested in Aaron Rodgers. Do you know what they say about that?
You know what they call those people? Humps. So, again, it was funny because yesterday, before yesterday's show, Jared brought up, hey, you want to talk about Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers? And you and I were both, no! No! And then here we are a day later, forced to talk about Aaron Rodgers.
He's got his way of worming himself into the show.
And again, don't you, if you were a football coach, look, and you've got Mike McCarthy in Pittsburgh, who's got a history with Aaron Rodgers, and not all of it is good, but you've got a coach in Arizona as well. Aaron Rodgers is playing this game for one reason only. If he commits to a team now, it will be very hard on him to blow off all the stuff that's in front of you in the summertime. The OTAs that run through May, the mandatory mini camps that run through June. You get painted as a really bad teammate if you agree to go play for a team in year one of a new head coach, but you're not there. You're not there for the install. I'm too bad. Hey, I want to go on vacation, man.
I'm dealing with some things.
In
my personal life.
All right. My imaginary wife needs some time.
I'm inventing a story about being married. And it's not yet completed.
Right. And so this is why he's doing it. So if you've got a football player who makes that his priority, do you want that football player in the first place? In other words, the juice has to be worth the squeeze.
Exactly the phrase that I was going to say.
It's also,
there's not much juice left in a 42-year-old orange.
No.
What's the point? Like, what are their goals for this season? Like, the Cardinals, what would be the difference between Jacoby Brissett, Carson Beck, and Aaron Rodgers starting? How many games difference would that really be that it would even be worth going down this road at all and considering it?
I know.
What a hump.
Well, if you think people question the Cardinals' direction and what they're doing now, can you imagine? It would be off the chart. You're talking about one of the most,
polarizing,
a lightning rod, polarizing player.
The butts and seats thing, I'm loath to admit it, but I think it would work. If you signed Aaron Rodgers, you would get that bump. Everybody would be talking about the Cardinals because Aaron Rodgers falls into the hot take friendly tent, the first team hot take tent, where LeBron James is and, the Dallas Cowboys are.
That's a great mock my world idea. First team hot take athletes.
You just came up with the Cardinals marketing slogan for him, too. If you want the bump, bring in the hump. Paul Calvisi, Ron Wolfley, and Cardinals legend Adrian Wilson are live tonight from 6 to 7 p.m. at Flanker Kitchen at State Farm Stadium for the Big Red Rage. Meet A-Dub, get his take on this year's draft class, win some prizes, and you can catch it all right here on Arizona Sports 98.7, the local sports leader. Coming up next, Live Golf on its last legs. We'll talk about the ramifications on the golf world with Bob Herrig, golf writer for SI, next. Bickley and Murata Mornings on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
D-backs decision makers from the team's front office join Wolf and Luke Wednesday mornings at 11:45 for D-backs Front Office Focus. Brought to you by Canvas Annuity. The home of Arizona Diamondbacks baseball is Arizona Sports 98.7 and the Arizona Sports app.
Hey everybody, Dan Bickley here for Trajan Wealth, and it's never too early, it's never too late to plan for your future. And let's talk retirement for a second. Are you ready? If that question makes you uneasy, chances are you do not have the peace of mind you need or the peace of mind you deserve, and that means great time to pick up the phone, schedule a free consultation with Trajan Wealth. Let me tell you about my experience. When I met with Trajan Wealth, I was super impressed with their knowledge, their transparency, no sales pitches, no financial jargon, just straight, honest talk the way I like it. They asked the right questions. They showed me things I never knew existed, like ways to potentially earn higher returns. They showed me the benefits of comprehensive and personalized strategy, from wealth management to taxes to estate planning. They understand no two retirement plans are the same, and as an individual firm, Trajan Wealth not bound to one line of products or portfolios, and as fiduciaries, their advice is built around what is best for you. I walked out knowing I was in really good hands, and that is a really good feeling. Plan smart, dream bigger by calling Trajan Wealth today at 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1. Online at TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Liberty Mutual customized this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Want to hear a shocking statistic? Medical malpractice is the third leading cause of death in America. Don't believe it? Google it. And that doesn't count serious injuries like birth injuries to perfectly healthy children. All doctors wear white jackets, but it doesn't make them all the same. Most medical errors are committed by the same quacks over and over again. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Many hospitals looking for more profits are forcing doctors and their groups to be employees of the hospital or be forced out of their system. It's a troubling trend in medicine. People make mistakes, but medical mistakes are huge and often forever. If you believe your child suffered a birth injury or a misdiagnosis or mistake led to a loved one's death or injury, let our team of medical malpractice lawyers examine your case for free. No recovery, no fee. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Arizona lawyer will handle Arizona cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Hey, it's Luke. Tune in to the D-backs Brewers series finale at 10 a.m. We'll react to the final 2 games of the series either today after the game or just tomorrow at 10 a.m. It's Wolf and Luke on Arizona Sports 98.7, the Arizona Sports app, and the Arizona Sports YouTube channel.
A few years ago, Live Golf burst on the scene as a disruption to the PGA Tour and lots of money thrown at it. And it looks like that money is drying up as the public investment fund in Saudi Arabia pulling funding for Live. And here to talk about it with us is senior golf writer from Sports Illustrated, Bob Herrig, our guest on the Arizona Sports Line. Bob, good morning.
Bob!
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
Doing well. I just have to ask one qualifying question before we get into this.
Oh, boy.
Bick told us that you guys are high school classmates. What was Dan Bickley like in high school? If you could share a story, Bob.
Just like now, man.
Good answer, Bob. Good answer.
And that covers it, too.
That's it.
It does. That's right, man. Nothing's changed.
So obviously this news breaks yesterday that the funding is drying up. $5 billion thrown at it at this point, Bob. And I know that the new board that's been formed to try to save Liv is looking for outside investment. But who honestly is going to throw any money at this if it didn't work with a $5 billion investment?
Yeah, that's the big question today because, I guess they could spin it that without the Saudi investment, now that clears the path. That there's roadblocks with that. There's a lot of people that didn't want to get involved because Saudi was involved. But I mean, they've had a 4+ year runway here and a product that, frankly, just hasn't been resonating. And I think there's parts of it as just from a golf standpoint, there's parts of it that I have no problem with. I think we probably just do not need more golf. I thought the idea of being additive had some merit at the time. Like if you're really into it, like how could it be bad to have more? But it just really hasn't turned out that way.
Yeah.
And so who's going to throw money at this? And they need a lot of money, or they're going to have to downsize no matter what. I mean, the amounts of money that they threw at this, I've been to several of their events, probably a dozen or more. And I mean, the build out was unbelievable. The expense, it was audacious in so many ways, and it's wow, you're blown away, but then you sit here and you go, how are you paying for this? Well, we're finding out they couldn't pay for it. And to pay for it going forward is going to be quite the challenge.
All right, so Brooks Koepka took advantage of the returning member program. His first appearance was here in Phoenix, maybe his second at the WM Phoenix Open, and the crowd loved him, and the players had no issue with him. I'm hearing it's a little bit different when it comes to guys like Jon Rahm and Bryson DeChambeau for different reasons. What do you think this is going to look like, the reintegration? Do you think that the PGA Tour is going to be kind of penalize these guys? Are they going to put them through the ringer? What do you think? How do you think this thing is going to unfold?
Yeah, that's quite the tightrope that the tour has to walk because, first of all, Liv plans to keep going this year. Mm-hmm. We'll see if they do, but that is their plan. I mean, they've already said, like we were just talking, they were going to reorganize and. So they're going to play events. And the way the tour has handled this to this point is anybody who's played in a live event has had to sit out at least a year from their last live event. Now, they made an exception, and they claimed it was one time earlier this year. Not only did they offer that same deal to Brooks, but they offered it to Rahm, Bryson, and Cam Smith. And their narrow window was anybody who'd won a major or a Players' Championship since 2022, which is when Liv started. And so basically they were going to allow those guys back. They have status on the PGA Tour. Rahm and Bryson would have status on the PGA Tour, but let's say they didn't play next week. Did they let them come back next month at the Memorial? I just don't see that. I don't know how you don't have a bit of a mini mutiny of your membership if those guys are just allowed to waltz right back in. I would think there's going to be some sort of a system that they're going to have to set up to allow for some integration. But I don't think waiting a year is smart, because that then becomes, very punitive, I think, in terms of the game and fans. And, look, they've got the hammer they can use if somebody wants to try to do this again. They've shown that. But I think if you want to try to heal things, you need to let these guys come back in some reasonable fashion. And the other thing is the other guys on Liv, like, I don't know, pick a guy like, and I don't mean to pick on him, but like a guy like Paul Casey who lives out there. Mm-hmm. Great guy, but he doesn't have any status on the PGA Tour right now. Like if you haven't won a major, it's 2+ years since your last win. So he's a past champion. He could play under that category, which gets you basically into no tournaments during the regular schedule. So is at this point in time, Paul Casey going to Monday qualify, go to Q school? I guess he could get sponsor invites. They probably have to address that. Are they going to allow those? So it's that's going to be a difficult process. frankly, the golf players out there should not want LIV to go away. It's more playing opportunities. It's more jobs, And so even if it's not on the PGA Tour, it's keeping a possible competitor to your job away from you.
All right, there's a theory and a school of thought that LIV Golf did some good things for the PGA Tour, kind of made them sharpen up their business practices and that kind of thing. But from your standpoint, what damage did this do to the PGA Tour?
Well, they were forced to go to a for-profit model and bring in private equity, and it remains to be seen how that's going to play out. I mean, we've already seen some layoffs at the tour where they have to bring back this huge investment, they have to bring back all this money to repay their investors and give them a return. Plus, they set up this player equity program, which is, into the millions of dollars that they have to somehow raise, and that was done as another incentive, to make the players feel good about playing on the PGA Tour. The purses are probably beyond a level that they can sustain. I think you might see some contraction going forward. It's why we're already seeing the schedule being contracted. So, was it good? I mean, yeah, it was great for the players. The purse. Look at the money Scotty Scheffler has made in these last couple of years because they have all these $20 million tournaments. The 5 of the 8 signature events, and if you make the playoffs, no cuts. That's a form of guaranteed money that's really not in golf, and that was born out of what LIV did. So in that way, it's been good. And yes, I think making the tour rethink a few things. They had become kind of stayed in their ways, but ultimately, is this going to be good? I don't know. I mean. They're not going to go back to Hawaii. There's going to be some changes I think are going to be tough to take. And in the end, is the game going to be better off for it? I think we still have to wait and see on that.
Interesting stuff, Bob. Thanks so much for the time and the insight today. We really appreciate it.
Good talking to you again, brother.
Thanks. All right, Dan. Be well. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Bob Herrick, senior golf writer for Sports Illustrated, our guest on the Arizona Sports Line. One last note on this. This made me laugh. One of the great things about X is still the funny people on X, and there's a guy that I follow by the name of Mike Beauvais. He tweeted yesterday, "Look, was LIV Golf successful? No. Did it bolster the reputations of everybody involved? Also, no. But was it fun? Once again, no." I got a good chuckle out of that.
No doubt about it.
Coming up next, we roll into the 7 o'clock hour. How patient can the Arizona Cardinals afford to be with Carson Beck as their quarterback? We'll get into it next. It's Bickley and Marotta Mornings on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
The Arizona Sports YouTube channel. Just the local sports leader doing what we do on YouTube. Serve yourself some Arizona sports for live shows, podcasts, viral clips, shorts, and more. Subscribe to the Arizona Sports YouTube channel.
If you're waiting for someone to come along and make your private student loan debt disappear, it's not going to happen. That's not how private loans work. There's no forgiveness programs on the way, but there is Y-Refi, the next best thing for people in this situation. Hi, it's Vince Marotta. What Y-Refi does is they help people with distressed or defaulted private student loan debt refinance into a low fixed rate payment they can actually handle. They don't make you feel bad about the situation that you're in. They don't grill you about how you got into that situation. They meet you where you are, and they work with you to build something that makes sense for your budget, your income, and your life moving forward. If other lenders have told you no, that's actually where Y-Refi does its best work. Y-Refi was built for the people traditional lenders give up on. Your private student loan debts don't get to define your future. You can take back control today by calling Y-Refi at 888-Y-REFI-85 or visit YRefi.com. That's the letter Y, REFY.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Men over 40, I'll be honest, most hair growth stuff feels like a lot of hype. So when M-Drive told me they were launching a hair growth complex, I paid attention because they don't do hype. Here's the difference. This isn't a throw everything in and hope formula. They built it with 2 clinically tested ingredients, one shown to help improve hair density, the other supports your hair's natural growth cycle. That matters. Because as we get older, it's not just hair loss, it's that your hair stops growing back the same. That's biology. M-Drive's whole approach is built around that, supporting how your body actually changes, not fighting it with extremes. If you noticed your hair thinning or not coming back like it used to, this is worth a look. You can find M-Drive Hair Growth Complex at Sprouts or at mdrivehair.com. Use my code GAMBO at mdrivehair.com and get 20% off your first purchase. That's promo code GAMBO at mdrivehair.com. Don't put it off. M-Drive, for men who still show up.
Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, this is Dave Burns.
And John Gambadoro.
And every year we hear far too many heartbreaking stories involving children in water.
Please take 2 seconds out of your day to help prevent these tragedies.
Learn life-saving water safety tips and get free swim lessons from the YMCA while supplies last.
Go to Fulton2seconds.com or text SWIM to 620-620.
And never forget that 2 seconds is too long to take your eyes off kids near water.
This is Doug Fulton of Fulton Homes, proud to partner with KTAR to keep your kids safe around water.
Wolf, you've had All Pro Shade concepts at your house for a couple of years now. What is one thing you'd tell your listeners about them?
Oh, buddy, you gotta have shade.
Exactly. You want to cool down your patio?
You gotta have shade.
That's right. And how about a little privacy?
You gotta have shade.
Want a comfortable outdoor space for your whole family to enjoy?
You gotta have shade.
Wolf, can you say anything else?
Do like I did. Get your free estimate at allproshade.com. That's allproshade.com. Because you gotta have shade.
KMVP FM Phoenix.
Live from the Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort Studio.
Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
I'm Sammy Cebulka with what's trending now, presented by Parker & Sons Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. It was back to winning ways for the Diamondbacks yesterday. After going down 2-0, the Snakes responded with 6 unanswered runs, all via the long ball. Adrian Del Castillo and Nolan Arenado got it going in the 4th, and Ketel Marte and Corbin Carroll got in on the action in the 9th, and they got a 6-2 win. And yes, Drip Vargas extended his hit streak to 25 games. They'll send who's been maybe their best pitcher of the season to the mound today for a series win. Mike Soroka gets the ball, first pitch this morning at 10:40, and be sure to catch it right here on Arizona Sports 98.7 and the Arizona Sports app. And find out why Jeremiah Love's college coach, Marcus Freeman, believes he's a football unicorn over on ArizonaSports.com today. This report is brought to you by the Window Depot. Did you know the Window Depot is more than just windows? We have doors, skylights, cabinets, countertops, even flooring, and a proud partner of the Arizona Diamondbacks at thewindowdepot.com.
Hey everybody, it's Burnsy. How are the Phoenix Suns planning to attack this offseason after their miraculous year one under Brian Gregory? We're talking with the owner, Matt Ishbia, today. The Burns and Gambo Show, 2 to 6 on the Arizona Sports YouTube channel, the Arizona Sports app, and 98.7 FM.
Honestly, and I truly mean this, it's the same thing in terms of what I was just saying with our entire offense and really our team in general. of, just given the foundational aspects. Like, we just want to teach him the playbook, Yesterday we started with the cadence and formations with him. So before there's even a rep to be had out on the field, we got to teach these guys, not just him, but Gardner and Jacoby as well. And, there'll be plenty of reps to be had throughout.
That is Mike LaFleur, the new head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, on Rich Eisen's show earlier this week, talking about the expectations for third-round pick Carson Beck, the quarterback out of Miami.
Yeah.
He started his career at Georgia. And look, we already had a Cardinals quarterback conversation today.
Yeah.
That was not centered around Carson Beck.
No, it was not.
It was centered around the idea of Aaron Rodgers. We didn't consider the whole Beck thing. Bringing Aaron Rodgers in from that front would make absolutely zero sense.
Absolutely. Okay.
Because the Cardinals are getting dragged for even using a third-round pick on a quarterback that they're, rolling the dice on.
There was Monty Ossenford got dragged for saying about Carson Beck, we're just going to get him in and make sure he knows where the cafeteria is. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
After he said that, it was, you're going to spend a third-round pick on a guy that you're just going to show him where the food is and hope for the best. And then there were people, of course, who were like, does he have to pay for that food? We heard about you guys in Arizona.
You said that, and Jarrett was like, I want to work for Monty Ossenford.
Yeah, that's right.
Show me where the cafeteria is.
That's right. That's right.
So the question, there's all these pieces coming out now with all the draft classes that are out there, and people are trying to identify when these quarterbacks are going to get their shot. The last number one overall pick at quarterback who didn't start week one, you'd have to go all the way back to Baker Mayfield. Everybody else that's been drafted number one was a week one starter. We know the plan in Vegas is not for Fernando Mendoza to start week one. They went and they got Kirk Cousins. Kevin Patra from NFL.com put out a piece kind of projecting the first start time for each of the quarterbacks. He's got Mendoza starting week 5 of this year. Ty Simpson, of course, is a very unique situation in L.A. He says he'll get a spot start in week 18. Makes sense. Full-time starter.
When the Rams have the divisions clinched, is that what they're trying to say?
But not a full-time starter until 2028. On the Carson Beck front, starting prediction, week 13 of 2026.
Yeah, it seems kind of late, doesn't it?
It does seem very late to me.
If you really have the mindset as the Arizona Cardinals that we have 1 year to make this value judgment on Carson Beck, then that seems a little bit late. Let me throw something else at you.
Okay.
I brought up the cafeteria story to illustrate that initially Monty Ossenford made it seem like zero expectations on the kid right now.
Yeah.
Get him in, get him assimilated, get him acclimated, get him a real estate agent, show him where the good Mexican food is, right? Show him where 98.7 FM is on your radio dial. All the stuff you need to know when you come to town here.
Where the station's located at, so it can come in and
exactly
studio
all that and bring the producer free stuff when you come. All the stuff you need to know.
Well, that's why you show them the Mexican food place first.
Right, so we can bring in the burritos that you will not pay us back.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Exactly.
You have forgotten.
Right. So he went from that. Monty Ossenford appeared on Adam Shine on Mad Dog Sports Radio yesterday, and he said a couple of really, really interesting things. He said, number one, that it's going to be a great competition between Jacoby Brissett and Gardner Minshew. So, once again, he's hammering home the idea this is not Jacoby Brissett's job. So, if Jacoby Brissett is looking for that bridge contract, keep walking. That's what I'm inferring from it. Then he said we're going to give Carson Beck as much as he can handle and see. We're going to make him drink. We're going to let him drink from the fire hose and see if he can handle it, which is completely 180 opposite of we're just going to show him the cafeteria. So what he did in this interview with Adam Shine is he basically opened the door for Carson Beck to be the starter from day one. Now, I've heard Wolf lobby for that, unless I misheard. But I think maybe not lobby for it, but if he's ready, why not? Put him out there. See what he has.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the case and that's at all possible, I was wondering why Monty Ossenford said it's going to be a great battle between Brissett and Minshew. Maybe that was just a message for the backup position.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Maybe that's just a message to Jacoby Brissett, like, yeah, we liked you, but we don't like you.
We liked you last year. when we had to get rid of that short quarterback of ours, but was a pain in the backside.
But I don't know, Jacoby. Something happened over the offseason.
Yeah.
I've changed.
It's not you, it's me.
Well, let me ask you guys.
But then it doesn't make sense to spend any more money on the quarterback position at all. Like Jacoby Brissett would get no bump. If you're thinking Carson Beck's going to be ready for week one.
That's the point.
Yeah.
And so either this is what they actually believe, that Jacoby Brissett ain't all that, or this is just diabolical leverage plays.
If you think if you think Carson Beck will be ready for week 8, you shouldn't give Jacoby Brissett a
That's accurate.
And I think, if you're looking at a starting spot, and again, Kevin Patrick said week 13, I think half a season at minimum to see what he can do.
Yeah.
You have to. I mean, this is very much a test drive situation. Mm-hmm. Kick the tires. Mm-hmm. Take a look around. See what's dented, what's not, what needs to be worked on. And if it, again, 8 weeks, 9 games, whatever, if it doesn't work, you can very easily move on.
Because anybody who knows anything about football understands that there are times when rookies come in and they play week 1, or their debut goes better than most people expected. Their second start might be pretty decent. Then there's film out there on the guy. And then really smart defensive coordinators go, okay, Rook, deal with this. Mm-hmm. And then the guy starts swimming. You need to see how Carson Beck responds to the adjustment to Carson Beck, which means you need a sample size, a decent sample size. Otherwise, you're not going to get the information you need if this is going to be a one-year evaluation thing.
And that's probably the worst case scenario of if he does get in at like a week 13, week 12, the worst case scenario is the season ends and you don't know how you feel about him.
Yeah, that's it.
Because then you go to the draft with probably a top 15, 10 pick, and you don't know if you need to draft another quarterback.
Look, I'm a sicko. You know this. Mm-hmm. I've been looking at mock drafts for next year.
Vinny, me and you.
Wow.
And there's also, because there's intrigue, and also odds makers. The Cardinals have the best odds to be the number one, to have the number 1 overall selection.
Yeah.
I saw one, Fox Sports has him at number 2, taking Dante Moore. Jordan Reed from ESPN's got him taking Arch Manning, number 1 overall. You have to, you owe it to yourself. You owe it to Carson Beck to find out what you have. And 5 games isn't enough.
Yeah.
Especially at the end of the season.
Yeah, so I think that this probably has got to be the game plan, because you get one of 2 results, and both of them are desirable for you if you're the Cardinals. You find out that, wow, Carson Beck is really that guy. I'm him. Or you find out that he stinks out loud and you end up 2-15. And you have the number 1 pick in the draft.
If you just give him 5 games, what if he goes 3-2? What if he goes 2-3?
Mm-hmm.
What's exactly what people
then
will
you
say
don't know.
is, why didn't we play him more? We could have found out a lot more about him. Or maybe, God forbid, win more games.
Look, this division, I don't think people realize this is going to be a bloodbath this year. The Seahawks are the reigning champions. The Rams are pissed. The 49ers are angry.
You could argue this division has 3 out of the 5 Super Bowl contenders.
That's exactly what I was going to say. 3 of the 5 best teams in football are right there in your division. What are you really going to win in 2026? That's the hard reality for all of us.
The warm weather is here in Arizona Sports, and Fulton Homes remind you that 2 seconds is too long to take your eyes off your kids around water. To learn about the 5 layers of protection, text the word SWIM to 620-620. Coming up next, are we witnessing the dream playoff scenario for Suns fans that doesn't involve the Suns? We'll explain next. Bickley and Murata Mornings here on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Burns and Gambo, afternoons.
I think it would be malfeasance if you don't give Carson Beck at least 7 starts at quarterback.
What does he have to do
to
make you not take a quarterback?
Oh, gosh.
What does he have to do to make you be like, you know what? This could be our guy?
Is it a number? Is it a completion percentage? Is it a yards per game? Is it a touchdown to interception ratio? Or is it just the eye test that comes with knowing?
Burns and Gambo, afternoons 2 till 6 on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Retail jewelry stores charge more because you're paying for their high rent, big storefront displays, and large sales staff. All of that overhead has to be covered, and it usually gets built right into the price of a diamond. I'm Diamond Dave, a 4th-generation jeweler at Desert Wholesale Diamond. We work by appointment, so important purchases get all the time and attention they deserve. We sit down one-on-one and take the time to look at diamonds side by side. We talk through what actually matters, how a diamond looks in real light, how it's cut, and what you're truly getting for your money. The goal is clarity, not pressure. At Desert Wholesale Diamond, you skip the markup that comes with traditional retail stores. Your appointment is private, honest, and pressure-free. Exactly how diamond buying should be.
Head to DiamondDaveCantor.com. That's DiamondDaveCantor.com. Or follow Dave on Instagram at DiamondDaveCantor. That's DiamondDave, Kantor.
Spring is in the air, and Alev's long-lasting pain relief is here to keep you moving. The days are longer, and the flowers are blooming. Whether it's gardening, yard work, or just spending more time outdoors, spring has a way of getting us moving despite any body pain. That's where Aleve can keep you going. With just 1 dose, Aleve gives you long-lasting body pain relief for up to 12 hours. From sunup to sundown, Aleve's got your back. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Support comes from Amazon Business. You can't rely on guesswork to run your business. With Smart Business Buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Empower your team today. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Save $2 when you buy 2 cans of Superior Products Coverall Tire Dressing. Plus, get 4 times O-Rewards points now at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Come on. I'm burning. Come on. Come on. Arizona Sports. Floor Burns with Bickley and Murata.
We have a resilient group that
plays hard and is very competitive on every night. Rarely do we get blown out. If a deficit, we fight back, and we might have lost some leads, but that's kind of our DNA. And so that part I wasn't worried about. We had a hard-fought series last year. We went down 3-1 and got to Game 7, so we know we're going to battle. We saw a lot of things we could have done in the first few games, specifically shooting the ball a little bit better. And we've been in different shape, and then obviously finishing that game, we've been in different shape. But there were a lot of positives to look at where we dominate the offensive board, dominate transition, win the possession battle. We're getting 20-plus more shots, just shooting a low percentage. We knew if that worm turned a little bit, we'd be in good shape.
The worm turned. Ime Udoka, head coach of the Houston Rockets, after his team won again in L.A. 99-93, a game where the Lakers got Austin Reeves back for the first time in this series. He did not shoot the ball well, 4 out of 16. The Rockets made the plays down the stretch, and they were very close to being swept by the L.A. Lakers. And now the Houston Rockets are going home with a chance to tie this series at 3-3. We've never seen a team blow a 3-0 series lead before, but it might be happening.
So I said, was it yesterday? Was it 2 days ago? I don't know. Life's a blur, and I live in the abstract. But one of those days, I said that watching KD lose would be more satisfying to me than the pain of watching LeBron James win. We can amend this because, as you tease, this might be mine and other Suns fans' just greatest victory of all, where LeBron doesn't win. To the contrary, he becomes the first player in NBA history to lose a series after being up 3-0, or part of the first team to lose it. And then the Rockets rally without KD even playing. So in the end, they both look bad. Not to be petty, but they both look bad. That's a scenario I can get behind, baby.
It is, and it's been a weird experience watching this. I was watching the game last night, and I'm like, what do I feel right now? I don't know what I feel. Because in a way, I hate to admit it, in a way I was kind of pulling for the Lakers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know the feeling.
I would have been pissed had they won and clinched the series.
But could you imagine the Suns getting markedly better once Kevin Durant leaves and the Rockets rallying from 3-0 down without Kevin Durant?
Yeah, they were talking about it on First Take yesterday. Kendrick Perkins.
I believe that he still puts the ball in the basket better than majority of the NBA. But let's go facts over feelings right now, and let's keep it a buck. The Brooklyn Nets, disaster. The Phoenix Suns ran through 2 or 3 coaches. 2 of them was championship caliber coaches, a disaster. What did the Phoenix Suns do this year? They made it to the postseason. They were one of the biggest surprises in the NBA.
Yeah, the Durant is great, ... but, and the proof of the, what comes after the but, that list is getting longer and longer.
Now let's extrapolate this into a different direction. Say LeBron is part of a team that loses a 3-0 lead. Say they lose 4 consecutive games. Hate to do the legacy thing, but it's really ironic to me that in the last couple of days, the GOAT discussion has come back up because of LeBron without Luka and until last night without Austin Reeves had lifted up this team of ragtag Lakers to the brink of sweeping the Rockets. As even I admitted, this is would be a powerful legacy piece for a guy that age, right? And on top of it, what drops yesterday? A story that was reported over the course of an entire year. 8 different interviews in 8 different cities where LeBron talks extensively about Michael Jordan. Said a lot of great stuff, by the way.
Yeah.
But the point is that this whole thing was going to shape up to be not LeBron's greatest triumph. The 3-1 rallying with Cleveland against Golden State, nothing will ever touch that.
Yeah. And that was also punctuated by the chase down block. I mean, one of the more famous plays in NBA
without a doubt
history.
But to do this at this age and beat KD and beat the Rockets, this would be something that would fire back up this discussion. And now it might slip away from him.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
they got to be gripping a little bit.
They have to.
Can't.
He's 41 and Luka's not playing.
Yeah.
No, I know.
They were up 3-0,
I know.
Jared.
But it's the details matter. Of course they do. But you hear what Charles Barkley talks about, getting swept. It's a stigma. Being part of the first team to do that?
You're absolutely right. Do you hold the Washington Wizards years against Michael Jordan's legacy?
No. Okay. I'm biased in that regard. But the body of work he put together in Chicago, look, again, I've seen both these guys from day one. And my mind's made up.
I know. I get that.
And they're very, very close.
It feels like anything LeBron does now at age 41, anything he does should only be in the positive category.
That's probably accurate.
If Michael Jordan's Wizards blew a 3-0 lead in the first round of the playoffs, yeah, it would be a real smear.
Unfortunately, they didn't make the
resume.
playoffs either year he was there.
Well, true. But this could be historic stuff.
Mm-hmm. It really could.
Jabari Smith Jr. also came out and said, clearly the Rockets are the better team in this series. LeBron was asked about that.
Well, I don't care about like that, bro. The game is won between the four lines. I don't give a damn who cares. Of course you say it. Why would you say, no, we're not the better team? But I don't. You ask one of them young guys that question. I'm too old for that.
Well, and I said the Lakers you lose 2 straight. It's 3-2 going back to Houston. And I said they're gripping. One thing they're not gripping is the basketball. They're turning it over at an alarming rate. 60 turnovers over the last 3 games.
Oof.
And there's a win mixed in there, too.
Oof. So the Rockets are going to win Game 6. That Game 7 is going to be...
Well, how about the Rockets, too? Not even playing around with the KD thing. Not even letting it linger.
I know.
It was announced immediately. He's not playing in Game 6.
I know.
I think the Rockets without KD are better than the Lakers without Luka.
I agree with that.
The question is, can the Lakers just somehow find a way to win 1 out of 4 games to not, like you said, have an epic collapse?
So the stage. So again, what I really want if this thing does go to a Game 7, and you would assume the Rockets are going to find a way to win Game 6 at home. If it goes to a Game 7, think about that platform for LeBron. Think about how bad it could go for him, but think about how good it could go for him. What he did early in that series with that steal from behind and that 3 to tie, that was a unbelievable moment.
Yeah.
That even made a hater like me go, that is unreal.
Just one more semi-slight defense again for LeBron. Derek Jeter was on the only team in history to blow a 3-0 lead in baseball.
Okay.
Nobody holds that against him.
All right, Ferret.
Man, you're just collecting all the fruits, apples and oranges and all of them this morning.
And you're comparing them. Yes, you are.
Derek Jeter clearly carried the Yankees to all of those World Series titles all by himself.
Of course, we have had the debate whether Derek Jeter is even a Hall of Famer on this show. So
it was not a debate.
Who was that moron who said that?
That was several producers ago. Or update guys. What was his role?
It was, I remember
it was Andy
the day.
Greenberg.
I like Andy.
We were on location. We were doing a show from a golf course for some tournament. And he didn't even say it on the air. We just got wind that he had said it.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever been more angry in my life on this show. And I'm sure if we talked to Andy today, he would stick by it.
Yeah, no, listen, that was what I liked about Andy. He had strong opinions and he had conviction in it, but that was preposterous.
He was kind of like Jesse before Jesse. Just says some wild stuff, but believes in it. I mean, his head was not as big as Jesse's. I will give you that.
What wild stuff has Jesse said?
He says, look, he's
Jesse
the producer.
holds court in the newsroom every day.
He does, but he's the producer of the Wolf and Luke show.
Yeah.
I can only listen to that show for so long before Luke starts talking. So I can't give you exact examples.
Coming up next, Sammy's going to take us through the big stories on this Thursday in the Rush Hour reboot. Bickley and Murata mornings here on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Diamondbacks baseball.
0-2 swing and a miss. Thanks for playing. Diamondbacks win it by a final score of 6-2. They got 4 homers on the night, including back-to-back jacks from Marte and Carroll in the 9th, and the bullpen finishes the game, retiring 13 in a row.
The D-backs are up early to try to take the series win in Milwaukee. Pre-game 10 a.m. on the Arizona Sports app and 98.7 FM.
Hey, it's Vince Murata back to tell you about some great things going on all month long at the best place in the Valley to get into a new Ford, and that is, of course, Earnhardt Ford in Chandler. Not every dealership is built the same. Earnhardt Ford has spent 75 years proving that. And what sets Earnhardt Ford apart is their legacy of doing right by Arizonans. No bull, no exceptions since 1951. They straight talk on every price. What you see is exactly what you pay. It's a tailored buying experience built around you, relaxed, honest, and without pressure. And you can shop your way online, browse and buy when you are ready. And they've got great offers now on the 2026 Ford F-150 STX. You can lock in 4.9% APR for 60 months or walk away saving up to $8,000 off MSRP. It is your call. These offers do require approved credit. See dealer for full details. Offers end April 30th, 2026. So that's today. Shop local. Shop Earnhardt Ford Noble for 75 years and going. That's Earnhardt Ford in Chandler or online at earnhardtford.com.
Exciting news from the Window Depot. Their brand new location is now open in Surprise. Discover the largest selection of vinyl windows, doors, cabinets, countertops, flooring, and more. Their experts are here to make your vision a reality with exclusive special order options and a wide selection of in-stock inventory available to go home today. For the best price and the biggest inventory, visit one of their 5 Valley locations or shop online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Morgan & Morgan isn't just an injury firm. It's our family's life work. It's my husband, it's my sons, it's me. When we take a case, we see a family just like ours. $30 billion recovered is something I'm proud of. But what I'm really proud of are the families we stood beside. It's an honor to fight for you when you need our support the most. Morgan & Morgan, for the people and your family.
Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Arizona lawyer will handle Arizona cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Hi, I'm John Ray, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. Getting engaged? So friends, listen up. Shane Company engagement rings are protected with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. We stand behind the same quality we've offered since 1929. Our rings are crafted to last. It's why our warranty is the only one that protects your center stone. We also cover repairs, resizings, cleanings, and so much more. That's money you keep for you and your family. Because a friend always has your back. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
The greatest 2 minutes in sports is coming this Saturday, May 2nd at the Trophy Bar in downtown El Catillo in Chandler. Come early to enjoy the breakfast tacos, drink specials, and Shady Rays sunglasses giveaways during Bunker to Bunkers Live broadcast from 7 to 9 a.m. from the Big Derby Day Bash presented by Santan Ford. Catch the action all day on the 16-foot HD TV and lay down a wager at Trophy Bar's brand new OTB facility. Come run for the roses at the Trophy Bar this Saturday.
I'm Sammy Sabolka with what's trending now, presented by Parker & Sons Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. Erod was solid. The bullpen was nails. The Snakes homered 4 times, and Drip Vargas extended his hit streak to 25 games in their 6-2 win against the Brewers. Mike Soroka will get the ball today in hopes of moving to 5-0. First pitch from Milwaukee will be at 10:40 this morning, right here on Arizona Sports 98.7 and the Arizona Sports app. The Rockets and Pistons fended off elimination last night, and the 76ers and Hawks will look to do the same tonight as the NBA playoffs roll on. And after the Cardinals took Jeremiah Love with the 3rd overall pick in last week's NFL draft, find out what his college coach, Marcus Freeman, thought of him in his time at Notre Dame over on ArizonaSports.com today. This report is brought to you by Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. May is marvelous at Talking Stick Resort with a chance to win a 2026 Audi Q8. Earn entries May 1st through the 28th. Details are at TalkingStickResort.com.
Arizona Sports, the local sports leader. Bentley and Milano Mornings. Rush Hour Reboot. Rush Hour Reboot. Getting you up to speed on everything happening in sports this morning.
Good morning. It is 7:33 on this Thursday. It's time for the Rush Hour Reboot. I'm Sammy Cebulka, here to get you guys caught up on the big sports stories going on. And I want to start on the Diamond, all right? Last night, the Diamondbacks got a 6-2 win, a good response from getting blown out in Game 1. And a guy we briefly mentioned, but Nolan Arenado, in the month of April, he's hitting .316, 5 home runs, 17 RBIs. How important is his bat and his presence in this lineup?
Yeah, I know. It's great to see him coming into form, and you hope that this isn't just a hot streak. Yes. You hope this is going to be a lane he's going to be in for months, right? Mm-hmm. I said very early on that when you go and you recruit guys like Carlos Santana and Nolan Arenado, you're striking a bargain with them, and that bargain is, okay, we're not paying you a ton, but we're going to give you an opportunity. You're going to get X amount of at-bats. You're going to get a chance to prove yourself. And I brought that up in the context of, is that going to be an obstacle to playing some of these young guys? In the case of Nolan Arenado, it's proof of why you do that. It's proof of why you trust in a guy's body of work.
Yeah, he's been really important, and it didn't get off to a good start for him. So to see him, and look, we talked about it when the D-backs made that maneuver. You can just look at the offensive decline over the last 5 years that he spent in St. Louis, and if that trend continued, and it looked like it was going to continue, I'm not saying he looks like Colorado Rockies Nolan Arenado offensively. He doesn't. Those numbers may have been inflated all those years too. Let's be honest. But he has come around, and Bick's right. When you have a player of that pedigree, that experience level, and that respect level, it does wonders for your clubhouse, too. So not only is he providing that, he's also providing some pop, and obviously the defense speaks for itself.
Yeah. Let's take a quick look at the bullpen, which I think we can agree overall has been pretty good for the Diamondbacks this season. In your mind, who's been this team's best reliever so far?
I'm going with Paul Sewald.
Okay.
I think Juan Murillo's been lights out, but Paul Sewald it's hard to not mention him.
Did you see what he did last night? He didn't give up any runs in a non-save
situation.
Yeah!
All right.
Paul. So, Vinny, you say Sewald.
Yes.
So do I. Because
Murillo's been really good.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like such a desperate move when they brought him back. Mm-hmm. And to the contrary, he's been pretty much fantastic.
Okay. All right, let's switch gears to the NBA and focus real quick on the Phoenix Suns. We've had a long conversation about Devin Booker, his season, his future. He's only 29, so realistically, you'd think he should maybe be in the prime of his career. Do you think Book's best days are still ahead of him?
I think that's going to be largely dependent on what they do this offseason with this basketball team. I think the clock is definitely ticking.
Okay.
And I think that it's one of two things. It's either his play has dipped because he's an athlete coming out of his prime, or it's because of the roster around him and the player and the imbalanced nature of it all. It's a hard question to answer, but I think everything is fair to consider with Devin Booker.
Yeah, my tendency is to say no, his best days individually are not ahead of him, but I totally agree with Bick, and we've kind of came to that conclusion after watching this series is, why did Devin Booker perform the way that he did? I think a lot of it had to do with what was around him. And it wasn't a good, and I'm not making excuses for him. I don't think he was good in this series. Not as good as he could have been. But what is around Devin Booker, I think, has a lot to do with it. And look, I don't think he is a player that is interested in scoring 30-plus points per game and winning a scoring title. I think, despite what Stephen A. Smith said, I think he's all about winning. That's what he wants to do. So, yeah, it depends on who's around him.
And speaking of who's around him, 5 guys that going into the offseason, I think there are question marks on if they return. Mark Williams, Jordan Goodwin, Colin Gillespie, Royce O'Neal, and Grayson Allen. Of those 5 guys, how many of them do you think are back with the Suns next year? You don't have to put a specific who they are, but the 5.
Yeah, I don't know about the Mark Williams thing. I don't know if he's going to have any better offers. I certainly would not invest any serious dollars into Mark Williams. If you did, it would have to be definitely incentive-laden, in my opinion, and he may or may not be amenable to that. I think I saw what Gamble put out there. I don't know, to me, if Colin Gillespie is priority number 1. I think Jordan Goodwin should be priority number 1.
I would agree with that. It's close. I think you're probably looking at least 3 of them back.
That's what I was thinking.
And I can make a case for all of them to be back. And that's kind of the problem, is the tough decisions. If all 5 of them are back, we're having a very similar discussion next year about, I think it's going to be a very similar season to this year. They need to change the makeup of the roster.
Yep. And so the NBA playoffs still rolling on. Right now, what is an ideal NBA Finals in your mind, team-wise?
Oklahoma City against San Antonio.
Right? No doubt.
You said that's ideal.
Yes.
No, it's Oklahoma City versus Boston.
Okay.
In my opinion.
I am not convinced any team in the Eastern Conference is going to put up anything resembling a fight in the finals.
No.
And I don't care if it's Oklahoma City or San Antonio.
I don't think any team in the NBA is going to put up any kind of fight against Oklahoma City. No.
And I said I did.
I don't think any series goes.
Go ahead.
Even San Antonio?
Yeah,
I think that's done in 6.
Yeah, I don't think anything goes past 6 at the most.
See, I said ideal. Again, the Lakers have been a good story, and if they get Luka back, a Lakers-Knicks finals, put it right into the veins.
Yeah, I mean, there would be a lot of benefits to that.
Yeah.
But
I don't see it happening, but if I'm a viewer, I'm like, oh, Lakers-Knicks, sure.
It would be interesting.
OKC Boston.
OKC Boston to me is the best basketball.
I think that would be, from a basketball standpoint, my favorite as well. All right, guys, there you guys go on the reboot today. And I'm still bent out of shape of what happened last night, but that's fine.
Get over it, man.
I know. Hey, I got to be like a goldfish.
You know how Beck hates people crying about the officials?
Hey, that's right. That's what I said. I was not saying those things to be crying about the officials. Our 7 guys had a chance to win last night.
To go down in history.
Let me tell you, it would have been one for the men's league's storybooks.
Do you get a big trophy if you win?
Yes, you do, and I was
so you had to watch the other team celebrate?
Listen,
wow.
we had never won. We've never been in a championship game in our 4 seasons.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a trophy. On the way out, I'm walking out, and I see them taking a picture with the trophy, and I just got even more pissed off.
Oh, man.
I was in a Scottsdale men's league long time ago.
Okay.
And I was not one of the better players on the team, but I played with a bunch of guys that had played together for a really long time, and we ended up winning the championship.
Nice.
It's underrated, man.
Dude.
You get a trophy like that, we paraded it around town.
Just the feeling of it is underrated.
We each got 24 hours with the trophy.
Oh, my goodness.
Leading into the games, you're like, oh, man, it got some adrenaline going. It is an underrated feeling, Vinny. I agree.
We're all
a shooter.
Jared, what do you think of all this?
No, yes.
Jared's thinking about food.
Okay, he's thinking about food.
He's
thinking about bagels and schmear.
He's thinking about go to break, damn it. Coming up next, our weekly visit with the president and CEO of the Arizona Diamondbacks, Derek Hall. It's Bickley and Murata Mornings. Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
High school sports on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader, and the Kevin McCabe Show. Every Saturday morning, 9 to 11. His nickname is The Dean, and it's earned because no one supports high school sports in Arizona like Kevin McCabe does. Catch the Kevin McCabe Show Saturday morning, 9 to 11 on the Arizona Sports app on your phone and 98.7 in your car.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty.
Wait, what? Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like customer service associate at a dry cleaning shop.
Yeah, hi. I'm here to pick up my suit.
Ah, yes. Here you go.
There must be a mistake. This is too small.
It shrunk a whole lot. Look on the bright side. Now you have a suit you can give to a child.
This is your job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Support comes from Amazon Business. You can't rely on guesswork to run your business. With Smart Business Buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Empower your team today. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
So we just added a new member to our family, our Ford family. Yep, a new Bronco Sport. Paul Calvisier went down to our Desert Ford dealers. We're like, you know what? The Bronco Sport has everything you need. Style, tech, and adventurous spirit. Like Ford says, the Bronco Sport is savagely civilized. One weekend, it's a ruddy trail. The next, a 2-track incline. With 4 models available, Ford lets us write our own story. And now, with new available packages, you can customize your favorite Bronco Sport SUV even more. And even better, right now, get a $2,500 gas card or $2,500 cash back. Plus, Ford owners get an additional $500 cash back on a 2025 Bronco Sport. Again, get a $2,500 gas card or $2,500 cash back right now. Plus, Ford owners get an additional $500 cash back on a 2025 Bronco Sport. But it all ends April 30th at our Desert Ford dealers. Just click buyfordnow.com.
A family office is a team built to handle the 3 biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Freeway, Chevrolet, I-10, and Ray.
At Freeway Chevrolet, buying a new vehicle is as easy as 1, 2, 3. And right now, you can get supplier pricing for everyone on new Silverado 1500s. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. Supplier pricing for everyone on new Silverado 1500 models. See dealer for details. Must take new retail delivery by April 30th, 2026.
Freeway, Chevrolet, I-10, and Ray.
Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Mr. Speaker, the President. To have the high privilege and distinct honor of presenting to you the President.
He's the president and CEO of your Arizona Diamondbacks.
Hail to the chief.
Derek Hall.
The President.
On Now with Bickley and Murata. Brought to you by Freeway Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
But the trend that started last year continues. The Diamondbacks know the rule. Derek Hall comes on Bickley and Murata mornings on Thursdays. They have to win on Wednesdays. Undefeated on Wednesdays.
Wow.
The streak continues as Derek Hall joins us here for his weekly visit on the Arizona Sports Line. Derek, good morning to you.
Good morning. Got to keep that going. Hello, Ben and Vic, the Fire Blaster.
Hi, Derek, the Fire Blaster.
Fire Blaster.
What do you think of Jarrett's goal to have a soundbite for every single player by the end of the year?
Oh, speaking
I'm with him. I think it'll be great.
Yeah, speaking of which, one of our listeners sent me a graphic. Take a look at this, Vinny. To further the drip campaign for Ildemaro Vargas, created a logo. It's a snake, a diamondback snake with a drip of venom coming down from its fang.
Oh,
so there's
I like it.
There would be some graphics behind this drip movement.
And we got to thank Derek. I assume you were behind getting the graphic up on the big screen there at Chase Field.
I told you I was going to do that, Jared.
Thank you. Awesome.
We did that after the interview. Yeah, for the day game, we did that. So I think it's definitely got traction right now.
Good. And you know what he wants more than things on the scoreboard, Derek? He wants free food from you.
I know. We've done it before. We'll do it again.
Yes, that's what I wanted to
All right,
record.
let's get into this game. Nolan Arenado has turned the season around in a real good way. What you think about what he's doing for you right now?
He's been really good, obviously, and we had to face him all those years in Colorado. He's an amazing player. I mean, he's seemingly going to be in the Hall of Fame, and you look at his Gold Gloves over the years. He's playing a good third base, and he's such a good leader, and all the players love him as a clubhouse guy. But I'm so glad his bat has come around, and what a difference it's made. But it wasn't just him. I mean, we had such a display of power last night with Del Castillo and Arenado, and Marte was a bomb, and then Carroll comes up and outdoes him. It was a great game. And Vic, as you and Vince have said all year, and you really were the first two to say it, we're resilient. I mean, this group will lose a game, get blown out like we did, whether it's 13-2 or 17-2, and come right back the next night. You're down 2-0. Most teams would hang their head. We found a way to win it, and I'm really happy about the way these guys bounced back.
Obviously, we've had a lot of fun with the Ildemaro Vargas story. It is a very fun story, but his performance. I was listening to the broadcast last night, and Chris and Josh were talking very glowingly about what he's brought to this team. I was trying to think of a historic example of a guy this far into his career having this big of an offensive jump, and I can't think of it. What have you been tired of talking about how good Ildemaro Vargas has been for your team, Derek?
No, I'm not tired at all. I think – Vince, everybody roots for this guy. You've heard it. I mean, our players love him, and he's always been a player favorite, not a fan favorite. Now he's becoming a fan favorite, I think, because of you guys and, of course, the hitting streak. And whether it's, 25 going back to last year or 22 this year, it's a lot of fun. And I agree with you guys. Now the national attention is going to turn towards him. But he's also given us just a real big surge at the bottom of the lineup. I mean, when you see what's happening right now, 7 through 9, whoever you put down there, that's where the difference has been. And you guys talked about it earlier this morning. But now that you're getting Marte and you're getting Carroll again, and you're starting to see some of these other guys, heat up that you expected from day one, to go along with what he's providing down there at the bottom of the order and with Fernandez and others, no, I'm not tired of it at all. And the beauty with Vargas is you can put him anywhere. I mean, he's so versatile, right? I mean, he's playing first base like a really good first baseman right now. You could put him at short. You could put him at second. It doesn't matter. You play him in the outfield. I mean, we just need his bat right now and his energy. I mean, the guys are feeding off of him, and I love it.
All right, let's talk about the Mexico City trip, because midway through that second game, I was starting to wonder, was this really a bad mistake? The lighting in that stadium, the no ABS challenge, you guys were getting pummeled, and then you rallied to get game 2, and I think that kind of speaks to the fighting spirit of this team. What else was market or reasonable? What were some of the best memories of Mexico City, I guess I'm trying to say?
Yeah, Vic, I agree with you. I think there were some complaints from both teams about the conditions, and I couldn't see the ball. I couldn't follow the ball at all, but, my eyes are getting closer to 60 years old, so I wouldn't anyways. But I think going there, planting the flag was good. I think our players enjoyed it. A lot of them took their families. We provided breakfast in the morning for everybody, so it was a good culture creating opportunity for us, and we got to go on Friday morning to go see the president at the Palace, and I took Torrey, and I took Rubio Durazo, and I took Steve Mullins, and I took Gonzo, and it was great. And the Padres were there too, and if you had been there, you would have been like, this is disgusting. I mean, me and my counterpart, who's a great guy with the Padres, and we're both like trying to outdo each other right next to Steinbaum. And here he is like, I've got our City Connect jersey, and it's Dia de los Muertes, and that's why we have it in honor of you. And I'm like, no, we've got the home jersey because we feel like we're your home team. But anyway, it was but it was fun to be there, and I think overall it was a good trip. It really was. And for us to bounce back like we did down 6 runs, for the Padres to come back the night before, and take that game when we were up, and then for us to come back in really strong fashion, I think it was successful, and we left there feeling pretty darn good. But then like we talked about last week, then you have to go to Milwaukee and you have to go to Chicago after that. Chicago's on fire, by the way. I mean, that scares me. But, let's take care of business today, and we get Vinny's favorite, Mike Soroka, going up against Woodruff. But it's going to be a battle.
Derek Hall, our guest here on the Arizona Sports Line. Over his time with the Diamondbacks, Merrill Kelly has earned every bit of the nickname the mainstay. So even acknowledging, I know he's coming off of an injury, but to see him not look like Merrill Kelly 3 starts in a row, we had the discussion yesterday, Derek. What is the concern level with Merrill right now?
Yeah, and I heard you guys, and I think you're all right. I mean, he's on himself more than anybody, and he's very critical of himself. I'm not so concerned. I think, like I said last week, he's got to get in the routine again. I mean, he just has not faced batters, and he's had a couple of tough starts, but he'll be the first to admit he doesn't look like himself, doesn't feel like himself. I think he's going to be fine. I think our starting pitching overall, though, to me, Vince, I think they have to go longer. I mean, we're getting miraculous results out of our bullpen, like we did last night. When you go 4 to third and you don't give up a run, you only give up 1 hit. But over time, you can't keep going 4 innings, 5 innings, with your bullpen. So we need these guys to really stretch out. And if they're going to go over 100 pitches like Merrill did, it can't be 4 innings. It can't be 5 innings. You got to get into the 7th and the 8th, and we got to start doing that. And it's contagious, as we have said in the past. I mean, they build off that, they feed off that, and they feed off one another. So I want to see our starters go deeper, but I'm not really concerned. They've been very good, and as you know, we have even more coming soon. Thank goodness.
Now, Paul Sewald obviously had a very, very bad moment in that 2023 World Series, getting got by Corey Seager. I made the point before the season began that very rarely does a relief pitcher who's associated with the World Series collapse or a failure like that come back and get a second stint with that team, and he's not only embraced it, he has been terrific for you guys. How has that played out?
Well, it's definitely played out. And in 2023 in that World Series, Vic, someone you guys know and maybe talking to right now may have thrown all the dishes and food on the ground in the suite that he was in at that moment. But, someone threw a tantrum, I'll just say that. But having him back and having him healthy and contributing is so good. He is – I'm telling you, we talk about good guys. Guys on our roster, they're so likable, but Sewald is at the top. I mean, Paul Sewald is unbelievable. And after 23, I'm sitting in my office at spring training at Salt River Fields with Ken, and all of a sudden, Paul Sewald walks in full uni with spikes. And he says, "Hey, guys, I'm so glad you're together." He said, "Can I just say I'm so happy that, you guys have invested in this team, and thank you so much for what you're doing, and thank you. We really see it. We feel it." He walks out, and Ken and I look at each other. We're like, I've never seen that before. Right? I mean, I've been in this game 35 years. So you got to pull for this guy. Mm-hmm. And the whole bullpen, I mean, you just have to. And by the way, for all the critics out there that have been upset with us not having lefties, I think right now we have more lefties on our roster than we've had all season. So, with the addition of Abner.
You doubled the number of lefties, Derek.
We doubled them. And it was either going to be Abner or Aaron Rodgers. We were talking about it the other night. We went with Abner.
And why did you not go with Rodgers? Because he's
what a hump.
Oh, he's trying to get –
Yeah.
I'll leave that up to you guys. You want to go 2021 draft? We'll go 2021 NFL draft.
Derek, thanks for the time as always.
Thanks,
we'll talk to you again next week.
You got it, guys. Look forward to it. Thank you.
Thanks, Derek Hall, President and CEO of the Diamondbacks. Joins us every Thursday here on Bickley and Murata Mornings. Every morning.
Great stuff.
At 8 o'clock. You get the Bickley Blast, and it's coming up next.
Fire!
Bickley and Murata Mornings, live from the Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort Studios of Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Diamondbacks President and CEO Derek Hall. Brought to you by Freeway Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Your home for everything Diamondbacks. Arizona Sports. The local sports leader.
Men over 40, I'll be honest, most hair growth stuff feels like a lot of hype. So when M-Drive told me they were launching a hair growth complex, I paid attention because they don't do hype. Here's the difference. This isn't a throw everything in and hope formula. They built it with 2 clinically tested ingredients, one shown to help improve hair density, the other supports your hair's natural growth cycle. That matters because as we get older, it's not just hair loss, it's that your hair stops growing back the same. That's biology. M-Drive's whole approach is built around that, supporting how your body actually changes, not fighting it with extremes. If you noticed your hair thinning or not coming back like it used to, this is worth a look. You can find M-Drive Hair Growth Complex at Sprouts or at mdrivehair.com. Use my code GAMBO at mdrivehair.com and get 20% off your first purchase. That's promo code GAMBO at mdrivehair.com. Don't put it off. M-Drive, for men who still show up.
How was your break?
It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Before you put your home on the market, know your options. Most agents bang a sign in the yard and pray the right buyer comes along. Not Carol Royce, your home sold guaranteed realty. She has a proven system that works. With Carol's guaranteed multiple cash offer program, receive up to 12 cash offers on your home or choose her guaranteed sale offer where Carol will sell your home at a price and time frame acceptable to you or she'll buy it. Whether you want speed, flexibility, or top dollar, you'll know you're making the right decision. Call Carol Royce today or visit carolhasthebuyers.com. Carol and seller must grant price and possession.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty.
Wait, what?
Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like customer service associate at a dry cleaning shop.
Yeah, hi. I'm here to pick up my suit.
Ah, yes. Here you go.
There must be a mistake. This is too small.
It shrunk a whole lot. Look on the bright side. Now you have a suit you can give to a child.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Wolf, you've had All Pro Shade Concepts at your house for a couple of years now. What is one thing you tell your listeners about them?
Oh, buddy, you gotta have shade.
Exactly. You want to cool down your patio?
You gotta have shade.
That's right. And how about a little privacy?
You gotta have shade.
Want a comfortable outdoor space for your whole family to enjoy?
You gotta have shade.
Wolf, can you say anything else?
Do it like I did. Get your free estimate at allproshade.com. That's allproshade.com. Because you gotta have shade.
KMVP FM Phoenix, live from the Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort Studio. Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
I'm Sammy Sabolka with What's Trending Now, presented by Parker & Sons Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. It was back to winning ways for the Diamondbacks yesterday after going down 2-0. The Snakes responded with 6 unanswered runs, all via the long ball. Adrian Del Castillo and Nolan Arenado got it going in the 4th, and Ketel Marte and Corbin Carroll went back-to-back and got in on the action in the 9th, and they got a 6-2 win. And yes, Drip Vargas extended his hit streak to 25 games. Today, they'll send Mike Soroka to the bump. First pitch this morning is at 10:40. Be sure to catch it right here on Arizona Sports 98.7 and the Arizona Sports app. And find out what Jeremiah Love's college coach, Marcus Freeman, had to say about him and him being a football unicorn over on ArizonaSports.com today. And that's what's trending now.
Bickley and Marotta Mornings. Arizona Sports, the local sports leader. Bickley Blast.
Aaron Rodgers loves Arizona. He loves to play golf, and one of his best games and 2 of his best throws happened right here in the Valley under the roof of State Farm Stadium. But I beg the football gods to please squash this rumor of Rodgers coming to the desert to play for the Cardinals in 2026, because unless the Cardinals have completely bottomed out when it comes to ticket sales, this rumor from Charles Robinson of Yahoo Sports makes absolutely 0 sense, and it distracts from the real issue at hand. Yesterday on a podcast, GM Monty Ossenfort said Jacoby Brissett versus Gardner Minshew was going to be, quote, a great competition, which means Brissett is not the incumbent, which hurts his negotiating stance, and if he doesn't show up for any of the 6 days of voluntary OTAs in May, then Minshew will likely take a significant early lead in the race for starting quarterback. And then the real fun begins on June 8th when the mandatory stuff begins. Meanwhile, Ossenfort added that Minshew will be given as much opportunity as he can handle, effectively opening the door for a rookie to be a week 1 starter. In other words, buckle up, Cardinal fans. This is going to be one wild ride. All right, today's Bickley Blast brought to you by my great friends at Chapman BMW. Make luxury attainable. Find them online at chapmanbmw.com.
Always have an answer for what you're going to do. I think that as a coach, if you're going to get up in front of anybody and you're going to talk to them, you have to have the answer of the why. And we always say that, but not a lot of guys will kind of test you. Aaron will test you. And I think that made me a much better coach, because every step, every footwork, from how do you take a snap from under center to how you throw a football to how you hand a football off, how you mesh every single thing had to be answered. And so I always had to have that. And that, again, makes you better. So you have to truly be an expert of every facet of the game, whether it's pass protection, whether it's O-line technique. And so it just made me better and challenged me every day.
That is Nathaniel Hackett, offensive coordinator of the Arizona Cardinals, when he was introduced as the OC back in February, asked the question, what did you learn from working with Aaron Rodgers? It's a very complete answer. Great answer, really. Everything. You have to be on top of everything. Are we going to be dealing with this? I don't think this happens.
I don't either, but Charles Robinson makes this point that Nathaniel Hackett and Aaron Rodgers are very, very close.
They are.
Very close. Mm-hmm. And Nathaniel Hackett is a coach that Aaron Rodgers deeply respects. You know the history. We all know how this whole thing is played out. Like I said, I hope this isn't true. I respect Charles Robinson. He's broken a lot of big stories in his time. But the idea that the Cardinals are targeting Aaron Rodgers to put butts in seats, his logic behind this was not just the Nathaniel Hackett connection, but it was also the idea that if Jacoby Brissett is asking to get Kirk Cousins-like money, Kirk Cousins is getting $20 million to be a bridge quarterback for the Raiders this year, then why not use that money for a guy that really puts butts in seats? So there you go. That was the report. Like I said, I think there's all sorts of holes in it, and I think the more important stuff is what Monty Ossenfort said on that podcast on Mad Dog Sports Radio yesterday, that this that this position between Jacoby Brissett, Gardner Minshew, and Carson Beck, if he can handle it, it's a wide-open competition.
Yeah.
It's not what Jacoby Brissett's going to want to hear, I'll tell you that much.
No, it's not at all. But going back to the last thing on the Aaron Rodgers thing, talk about the connection between Rodgers and Hackett. If there's any smoke to this at all, Nathaniel Hackett would have great things to say about working with Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what Mike LaFleur's brother would say.
Wow. That's yes.
Like, we know there's a communication line there. We know they're supportive of each other. Definitely. If it got that far, I wonder what the endorsement would be.
That's a great call.
Also, unless the Steelers are not interested, why would Aaron Rodgers want to come to the Cardinals instead of the Steelers?
There could be a couple of reasons. Play in a warm weather climate. I don't know.
Playing indoors, basically.
Playing indoors, basically.
After games.
Yeah.
Be closer.
The connections we just talked about.
Closer to the West Coast.
Live closer to his imaginary wife.
Well, that's what's great about them is they can live anywhere.
They can live anywhere.
Yeah, one bedroom.
Right. So this is going to be interesting. As I stated in the blast, Cardinals have got 6 different dates of voluntary OTAs in the month of May. And if there's really a divide between team and Jacoby Brissett, will you see him? Probably not.
Yeah.
And then the mandatory stuff begins in June.
I wonder what their first move with Brissett is. I mean, there was some speculation, maybe only by us, that, hey, that story broke before the draft. He wants more money. Is there interest? There's always going to be interest in a guy like Jacoby Brissett. He's a really, really solid backup quarterback in this league. But that didn't materialize. I wonder how long this drags on.
It's a great call. It's a great question.
Because I just don't I can't make sense of the Cardinals acquiescing to a $20 million request.
I would agree with that, especially when you've got plans at some point in time to test drive Carson Beck.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then it makes zero sense. I think it's really interesting that all things are on the table. If Carson Beck can handle it, he can compete for the starting job. Somebody would have to get traded at some point in time. If they look at this, they're not going to go into this year with 3 quarterbacks.
Again, the weirdest thing is not the Jacoby Brissett, or the weirdest thing was the Gardner Minshew signing.
Yeah.
Because when they made that signing, it made it seem like, okay, those are your quarterbacks then. Brissett and Gardner Minshew are your quarterbacks.
And maybe
I guess they're not going to draft a quarterback.
You add a 3rd quarterback, maybe a 4th for just to get you through the training camp, maybe somebody to stash on the practice squad.
But not a 3rd-round pick.
No, it's been interesting. Real quick, too, just veering gears with the Cardinals, because we had Marcus Freeman on at the very end of yesterday. That's how we ended the show. But he had glowing things to say about Jeremiah Love. But the last thing we brought up to him is I mentioned the heat that the Cardinals are getting, that he's certainly aware of taking a running back at number 3. Yep. And I asked him what his thoughts were, and he shared his thoughts. I thought this was really interesting.
I'm sure there's going to be GMs that have their opinion, and here's my opinion. It all starts with a quarterback.
Yes.
If you have a quarterback, great. If you don't, you probably need to get a quarterback. But then I look at guys that can change the game, and Jeremiah Love is as good as anyone I've ever been around that can impact and change a game. And you're going to give that guy the ball more than you probably expected to, because, when the ball's in his hands, he's going to impact the game. He can do things without the ball in his hands that will impact the game. And he is as valuable as a football player as anybody in that draft. And I think the Cardinals made a great selection.
Now, the way he started answering that question, I was like, oh, my God, he wouldn't have even taken Jeremiah Love if he was the Cardinals at number 3. But the back end of the answer was very enticing to Cardinal fans, too. And he couldn't say enough good things about the player and the person.
Yes, if you met a very good interview, you could watch it on YouTube right now. Just search Arizona Sports.
Okay.
I thought you were going to, did you have something?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
But yes, if you missed, because it was
just chimed in with us, and
well, like you said, because it was at the very end of the show yesterday. If you missed it, you could see the whole thing on YouTube.
Yeah, it was it was really cool to have him on, and came on in video, and I think remember doing the show with us.
How about it?
Maybe.
Yeah.
But at the end of it was just, hey, thanks, bye, we're out of here. Coming up next, it is a off season of priorities for the Phoenix Suns. What do the Suns need to prioritize in the coming months? We'll get into some possibilities next. It's Bickley and Murata Mornings here on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Diamondbacks baseball.
0-2 swing and a miss. Thanks for playing. Diamondbacks win it by a final score of 6-2. They got 4 homers on the night, including back-to-back jacks from Marte and Carroll in the ninth, and the bullpen finishes the game, retiring 13 in a row.
The D-backs are up early to try to take the series win in Milwaukee. Pre-game 10 a.m. on the Arizona Sports app and 98.7 FM.
It was a normal day. I loaded up my twins in the stroller 6 a.m. and we walked to the park. Odin loved the swings. After that, we went home, and a family member of mine had recently moved to Arizona. So I asked if she would mind watching the boys while my husband and I went out for dinner. I said goodbye and we left. Not long after that, I got a call from my neighbor who said Odin had been found in our backyard pool. We rushed to the hospital, but when we got there, they were still attempting to revive him, but they gave up shortly after and he was gone. My family member had fallen asleep, leaving my boys unsupervised. I never in a million years thought this would happen to us, and I think that's the biggest thing that I want people to know is that if you think for a second it won't happen to you, it can, I promise.
Fulton Homes remembers Odin and reminds you 2 seconds is too long to take your eyes off kids near water. Visit Fulton2seconds.com.
Luke Lipinski back to tell you about Orchard. It's home selling season, and the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home is settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard, though. The whole buying and selling process can be a grind. Lowball offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. Don't do that, though. It's your home we're talking about, and you don't have to settle when you sell with an Orchard agent. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale. Their local agents help you sell on the market for top dollar. They're some of the most experienced agents around town, and here's how they do it. First, Orchard will give you cash up front to buy and move into your new home. Get that part done. Do it on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then, once you're all settled in, your Orchard agent will help sell your home on market for top dollar. One Orchard customer recently said, I went under contract within 24 hours of my home listing, which was amazing. That is amazing. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell, but still get top dollar for your home with Orchard. If you're curious how much your home is worth, visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast, free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks so you can make smarter decisions faster. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Hey, it's Gambo, and every single year I have Christian Brothers HVAC out to my house for their summer inspection. They do one of the most thorough inspections in Arizona, a full 22-point checklist from the Arizona Heat Pump Council, and they give you real electrical readings on every major component. If anything is outside of factory specs, they show you and explain it. No pressure, just flat rate upfront pricing. And right now, my listeners get the summer tune-up for just $50. Call 602-222-3535 or go to cbrothers.com.
Enjoy post-game fireworks at Chase Field throughout the season. For dates and tickets, visit dbacks.com/fireworks.
Hey everybody, it's Bernsey. How are the Phoenix Suns planning to attack this offseason after their miraculous year one under Brian Gregory? We're talking with the owner, Matt Ishbia, today. The Burns and Gambo Show, 2 to 6 on the Arizona Sports YouTube channel, the Arizona Sports app, and 98.7 FM.
Well, I mean, I think there's a process here. They've probably already have done exit interviews with their own players. I mean, we've got the combine is less than 2 weeks away. You know, I think you probably want to get away a little bit and just kind of digest as far as kind of what you've been through. It's been a long year, I think, for everyone here. And I think the combine is probably your next phase as far as regrouping as a staff to figure out kind of where you go with this roster and the direction here. You've got certainly some free agents you've got to figure out with Gillespie and Williams and Goodwin, the ability to bring those three guys back. And then I think the most important thing is like, how does this team get better?
That's Bobby Marks of ESPN on with Wolf and Luke yesterday talking about the timetable when the Suns could start making moves. Before we get into this, I just had a reaction to hearing the look ahead that Bernsey just talked about that Jarrett played. There's such a wide range of reaction and adjectives for this Sun season. We even had a social studies question about it.
Pick an adjective.
Yeah, pick an adjective. Bernsey used the word miraculous.
Yeah, I reacted to that as well.
Yeah, that's too strong. That's far too strong.
I mean, they won 45 games and got swept in the first round of the playoffs.
First half of the year.
That felt miraculous.
Felt miraculous.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
that's why the adjective part of this is tricky because they're really. I drew the analogy of the heart and the head. It's they can tell you two different things about this Suns team.
If the season was 100 games long, they probably would have ended up a 500 team. The Suns,
possibly. Yeah. So I think that and maybe that's good. Like I said, maybe it was a reality check that's going to add elements to what this team thinks they need to do in the offseason. I'm going to be really, really fascinated by this because the idea of building something specifically around Devin Booker at this point in his career, I'm curious if it can work. I'm curious if you can find a player of equal talent and ability or close to that allows the Suns to do what they hope to do. It's a fascinating discussion.
It is.
And we've had it for a couple of days, and I will say this. There was a time when bringing up the idea of trading Devin Booker, people were ready to fight you, even for saying it. There seems to be a growing number of people who think it's the only way out now.
Well, you talk about the heart in your head telling you two different things.
How about it?
I mean,
how about
the
it?
Devin Booker question is the perfect example of that. Because when you think about it pragmatically, how do you get better? I mean, look, I don't even know, with the contract being what it is at this point, and he's still only 29 years old, you would assume there would be widespread interest in Devin Booker still at this point, right?
Yeah. I would think so.
Yeah.
Especially if the Pistons do not come all the way back, I do think that would be a partner if you wanted to look at that. And again, the whole conversation makes me uneasy because there's 95% of the stuff about Devin Booker I love. The foul hunting is the only thing I don't like about his game. But I also really value who he is in this market. And I think we all do, right? And nobody wants to let go of a homegrown hero, a guy that's been that good. But again, it gets back to that devotionality. Who are you devoted to, the team or the player? And once you answer that question, now you're free to ask, okay, how does it work?
Yeah. In terms of priorities this offseason, Bobby Marks mentioned a few of them, and there are decisions to be made. Colin Gillespie, Jordan Goodwin. Mark Williams is a restricted free agent, so they have a little bit of a safety net built in with Mark Williams. Kellen Olson, our Suns insider, seems to think that offering the qualifying offer to Mark Williams seems to be the way to go. On that front, as a restricted free agent, he can be signed to an offer sheet by another team. We know how that works too. But those three players being the core players that they are, I know Gambo put it out there yesterday. What he understands the list of priorities to be is Gillespie, Goodwin, Williams. The Gillespie first one is interesting to me because, and I'm not pinning the Suns' late season performance on Colin Gillespie, but they kind of went as he went. He was, a flash at the beginning of the season. We had seen glimpses of it last year in a lot smaller role. He was it started as a two-way player, but you could see the improvement. As the season wore on, there was a little bit of a wall, I think, that Colin Gillespie hit. And when he hit it, the Suns kind of hit that wall too. So maybe that's, they see a way to get him through an 82-game schedule, and they see more improvement on the front, in the future.
On the horizon, yeah.
And that's why they're putting him as
Number
the
one
top priority. But to me, what Jordan Good, I sound like I'm disparaging Colin Gillespie.
No, you're not. It doesn't sound that way to me.
Jordan Goodwin was incredible this year for this team.
His on-ball defense, nobody else. I don't know who. There's only a handful of guys in the NBA who do it like he did it this past year. Did anybody watch him lock up Steph Curry? We were all bracing for Steph to have that kind of game in the second play-in tournament, and Jordan Goodwin put forth a great stat line and a great night of defense. I'm with you. I think Jordan Goodwin's priority one in my opinion, and then I think Colin Gillespie is after that. And I think they're close, but I think Jordan Goodwin is what he does to this Suns team is more impactful to the style of play they want to play.
Now, it sucked for the Suns certainly not having Mark Williams available in the postseason at all. Do you think his absence built his case of importance for the Suns?
Maybe because the idea that as good as Oso was over the last 3 quarters of the season, I really thought he showed real growth. I really do as a player. There was a minute during this when we thought, is Hack and Oso going to become a thing? Are you going to not be? And he cleaned that up. He didn't miss free throws at the rate where teams were doing that as a strategy.
He's the definition of a 50% free throw shooter. And what I mean by that is if he's going to the line, he's probably for 2 free throws, he's probably going to make 1. It seemed like that was like that every single time he went to the line this year. But for the most part, we didn't see that pop up. I thought it was going to be an issue as well.
Yeah. And it really wasn't. So I don't know. I think it's a tricky thing because I don't know how you can look at Mark Williams and trust the state of his feet. I mean, it's
the list of big men plagued by foot problems in the NBA is long and distinguished. And I don't want to throw him on that list yet, but because we all marveled at his health for the first 60 games of the year. Wow, did you expect to get 60 games out of Mark Williams? And he was poised to blow right past that number, and obviously he didn't.
He hit the wall.
He hit the wall as well.
And if you bring him back, what does that mean for Malawach next season? Does he jump to the first backup? Do you still put him in a sort of rotation with Iguodaro?
Looking at Malawach individually without any of the roster questions, let me pose it to you this way. Would you feel comfortable with Kaman Malawach being a rotation guy 24 minutes a game next year?
Oh, boy.
I don't know if I'm there.
Top 10 pick.
I saw improvement.
But like Jared said.
Top 10 pick with an asterisk, though. Guy who has not been playing basketball that long. He's still incredibly young.
It's true, but you might just have to throw him into the fire because if you decide to bring back Mark Williams, then Oso's going to be your backup. So then where is Malawach going to – how is he going to get better?
Well, to me, I think this is one of those summers that scream, come on, you don't have vacation plans this summer, do you?
No.
No, boss, I don't. Good, because I'm going to give you, you're going to work with this guy, and we're going to get after it. We're going to put you on a lifting program, and we're going to get you bigger. And it's got to be that kind of summer for him. It has to be.
Absolutely has to be. Coming up next, some people are saying it's 22 games. Some people are saying it's 25 games. What we know is that Ildemaro Drip Vargas has got it going on. We'll get into it next. It's Bickley and Murata Mornings on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Burns and Gambo, afternoons.
Come on, Malawach. It has to work. It has to work. And you need to know if it's going to work. If you're still not playing him next year, Gambo, it's going to feel like they're hiding him. It's going to feel like they're stashing him a little bit, and that makes me very... I understand doing it this year. He's got to play. I think next year it's going to look like they're hiding him if they don't play him because they're worried he's just not going to make it.
Burns and Gambo, afternoons 2 till 6 on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Hey, Ron Wolfley here with the owner-operator of Moving Team 6, Tim Leet.
You just expanded to Mesa. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we're excited about it because we've been doing jobs. Obviously, we cover the whole United States, but to have a location down there, it makes it so much easier for us to react. So that we get a lot of calls like, hey, I need my move today or tomorrow. So now we have, 11,000 square feet of storage for new customers, a lot of people that are doing remodels, a quick move in and out. It helps a lot. And so we're excited about that opportunity. And it's right next to the Gateway Mesa Airport.
You're really big into hiring U.S. servicemen, and tell us a little bit about why that is important to you.
We love our veterans, and we love the people that served our country, and they want to join this operation because we're real military-minded. Get in and get out and do the job right.
If you are getting ready to move, you need to go to movingteam6.com. That's movingteam6.com.
Your move is our mission.
Ready!
Hi, this is Brent with Ready Services Plumbing and Air Conditioning. If you ever find yourself in need of any help in your home as it pertains to your plumbing or air conditioning, there's only one name to think of, and that's Ready Services. At Ready Services, we treat our customers fairly, we give honest pricing, and honest assessments of your issues. We'll never leave your home without you feeling satisfied with the job that was done and your experience with our technicians. To learn more about how we can help you at Ready Services, reach out to us at nofeeemergency.com.
Let me tell you one of the reasons I think we became the largest injury firm in the world, and it's not even close. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. My wife and I had a plan early on. In our firm, our lawyers only work on certain types of cases. Our products liability and dangerous drug lawyers only work on those cases. Same for car crashes, workers' compensation, medical malpractice, and insurance disputes. Our thinking is for these lawyers to focus on one area of the law and live it and breathe it. Power comes from knowledge. Many lawyers do everything, jack of all trades. Not us, and we don't charge an hourly rate. You only pay us if we win. If you want to hire us, it's easy. Dial Pound Law on your cell phone, pound 529, or visit forthepeople.com on your phone or computer from the comfort of your own home. Let us get to work for you. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hi, this is Stuart Willis, President of Asset Preservation Wealth and Tax. A personal relationship with your financial advisor really matters. It's super important that you have the ability to talk about anything you need to with your advisor. So if you have been pushed off to a call center and you don't have a one-on-one relationship with your financial advisor, then reach out to us at assetpreservationwealth.com. That's assetpreservationwealth.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Foundations Investment Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-290-7100. That's 800-290-7100.
I'm Sammy Sabolka with What's Trending Now, presented by Parker & Sons Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. Erod was solid. The bullpen was nails. The Diamondbacks homered 4 times, and Drip Vargas extended his hit streak to 25 games in their 6-2 win over the Brewers. And Mike Soroka will get the ball today in hopes of moving to 5-0. First pitch from Milwaukee will be at 10:40 this morning, right here on Arizona Sports 98.7 and the Arizona Sports app. The Rockets and Pistons fended off elimination last night, and the 76ers, Nuggets, and Hawks will look to do the same as the NBA playoffs roll on tonight. And after the Cardinals took Jeremiah Love with the 3rd overall pick in last week's NFL draft, find out what his college coach, Marcus Freeman, thought of him and his time at Notre Dame over on ArizonaSports.com. This report is brought to you by Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. Summer Playcation is back at Talking Stick Resort. Rates from just $129 and no resorts fee for locals. Book stays May 15th through September 13th at TalkingStickResort.com.
Arizona Sports.
Swung on, that is hit high and deep.
Bickley and Morana talk D-backs baseball now.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swung on, and a jam shot flare, shallow left, down it goes! It's a base hit to start the day for Vargas. And quickly, the hitting streak up to 25 games, and he's in sole possession of the third longest hitting streak in franchise history.
22 games to start this year, 3 games last year, 25-game hitting streak for Drip Vargas.
Yeah, for Drip Vargas.
And there was no drama last night. First 2 at-bats, boom. Both hits.
Yep.
Wasn't like the night before where the Diamondbacks got 3 hits.
Yep.
And he got one of them in the 8th inning in a game that and really didn't have much effect on the game, but it did for his streak.
I finally saw an interview from Milwaukee with Torey Lovello that confirmed the other day he was not given the sign to sacrifice button. In fact, he was disappointed that that Drip did that. Look, in this morning,
Ildy instead of Vargas.
I know. Sorry about that. As I was reading some material this morning, I noticed that different outlets were reporting different numbers to describe the hitting streak. Some listed it as 22, which is the number of consecutive games this season. And others had it at 25, which is the carryover from last season. I spoke to Derek Hall about that earlier today, and it does carry over in Major League Baseball. So this is a 25-game hitting streak. I don't know why anyone would report it 22. I get that maybe it hits different to say that this is all confined to this season.
Don't you think it shouldn't? I don't think it should carry over. It's a different season.
The real question
for
is,
consecutive games.
I get your point.
If you have 4 months between games, it's not really consecutive games.
I get your point. But if Ildemaro Vargas got hurt and missed the next 2 months and came back,
right,
the streak would be intact.
Yes.
But it'd still be the same season.
Okay, so the rules are stupid, but the rules are the rules.
Look, I mean, there's example. I mean, according to Wikipedia, so cross your fingers and hope it's right. The last 30-game hitting streak in Major League Baseball was by Whit Merrifield of the Kansas City Royals. Started in 2018 and spanned into 2019. Jimmy Rollins had a 38-game streak, 36 in one year, 2 in the other over the 05-06 seasons. So there's plenty of examples of it.
Dude, I mean,
the reason why I think you're seeing differing numbers being reported is laziness by the writer.
Maybe. Yeah.
To differentiate it.
They've played 22 games this year. He's played in 22 games this year. He's got a hit in every single game. It's a 22-game hitting streak.
But again, we're getting into the really serious territory of this thing now. So I think it needs to be reported the proper way.
Well, because it's specific. The first one you have to worry about is the most consecutive games to start a season, which is, I believe, 30 by a few recent guys, and Tushy Magoo or whatever the guy's name was back in the 30s. Heiny Manush. That was
Tushy Magoo.
You were close.
Yeah, that was close, actually.
Genuinely.
And when we had Derek Hall on, you were saying you were trying to think of any examples of somebody this late in their career having a breakout all-star MVP season. 2 guys immediately jumped to my head.
Really?
Both of them completely tainted. But Brady Anderson,
the 40 homers
in his 50.
Oh, that's right.
51 homers, I think, in his 9th season. And Brett Boone, who had like 41 home runs in his 10th or 11th season, both of them heavily connected to the steroid era.
The steroid era. That's interesting.
So, so other than that, I couldn't really think of somebody. And it's not even a perfect comparison because Vargas has been more of a journeyman, sort of, not an everyday player.
I mean, 5 years before Brady Anderson hit the 50 home runs, he was an all-star. He was a good everyday player.
He was a good player, yes.
Time. And Brett Boone, same thing.
But to become an MVP candidate.
And I say this with all respect to Vargas, a journeyman making this leap this far into his career.
Doesn't happen.
I appreciate the examples, but
those were the first two that came to my head.
I mean, and good examples, but just completely different from what Vargas is going through right now.
A couple things about this. As somebody who was deeply invested in the Pete Rose hitting streak way back in the day, hitting streaks, when they get to the level that Drip is at now, they enter a different realm. Now it becomes personal between Drip and the pitcher. Pitchers want to be the guy that shuts the book on a hitting streak like this. And I think we have now arrived at that time, which means he might be dealing with some walks. He might be dealing with a lot of stuff off the plate. Who knows what this is going to look like, but I do think now the more headlines this gets, the more attention it's going to command from the opposing pitchers.
See, you've hit on another very interesting aspect of this story. Because 2 nights ago, I don't know what goes on. I tend to agree with you that pitchers want to be the guy that ends, they don't want the streak to be extended against them.
Right.
But the other night in the 8th inning when it's a 13-2 game and you got the game won and the bases are empty, is there maybe hey, here's one. I got you. Keep this going. Good on you.
You think?
I mean, the example in other sports that came to mind was the sack record. When Brett Favre just basically took a dive so Michael Strahan could set the sack record. And they still deny it to this day. But, I mean, it was clear.
That was really a Bush thing to do.
Anybody that was watching that game knew what was going on. Again, not an apples-to-apples comparison, but
I would think that somebody, either the catcher or the pitcher, would have to have affinity for Drip for that to happen.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and watch the at-bat again.
The good thing about Ildemaro Vargas is that he's great at making contact.
Yes,
so
very
there's
good
not going
contact
to
hitter.
So there's not going to be a lot of swings and misses with him, which means he's probably going to put the ball into play.
Beat it out.
Wouldn't it be great to get this thing to 30?
Oh, yes. And so Ildemaro Vargas Drip, he now qualifies as an as a hitter for the season. So
he's got enough at bats finally.
Yes. So he leads the MLB in average and is 3rd in OPS in the MLB, guys.
Yeah, I think he's leading the National League in OPS.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other two guys, yeah.
And here's not to throw any cold water, not to drip any cold water on this. There is a reason in 150 years of baseball that 4 big sports fans can't think of any other example like this, because this is not going to last for a full season, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Wasn't there was a guy a few years ago, and he came from Korea or something. Not a Korean player, but he had played in Korea, and he hit like 12 home runs in the first month.
Marcus Thames.
And then it evened out over.
Eric. One of those guys.
Somebody recently. It just, you see this sometimes at the start of the season. I hope it lasts. I hope he could at least continue to be like an all-star. It'd be unbelievable.
There was kind of a movie about this. It was a bad movie. It was based on a Neil Simon play.
Mm-hmm.
You ever see The Slugger's Wife?
Never seen it.
Michael O'Keefe, who plays Noonan in Caddyshack,
right,
as a Major League Baseball slugger. First of all, that's not very convincing casting. But he plays this guy who goes on this ridiculous run and breaks the single-season home run record because he's, married to this singer that he's in love with.
All right.
It's a pretty bad movie.
So is that what? But we came into the season like where?
Randy Quaid as the catcher, by the way.
Oh, well, you sold me. Where are the D-backs going to find offense in this lineup? You never would have thought it'd be Vargas.
No.
Hopefully Drip keeps it up.
Way to go, Jared.
I saved it.
Four Peaks and the D-backs is a perfect combo. Text the word seats to 620-620 for your chance to win 4 tickets and catch the action at Chase Field. Coming up next, Liv just died. We'll get into it next. Bickley and Murata Mornings, Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
East Valley, West Valley, North Side, South Side, and Central. Arizona Sports covers high school sports all over the Valley. Saturday mornings 9 to 11 on The Kevin McCabe Show. If it involves competition on a court, field, pitch, rink, or track, the Dean is talking about it on the Arizona Sports app on your phone and 98.7 in your car. The Kevin McCabe Show. Saturday mornings 9 to 11.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications the top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Get a $15 O'Reilly gift card after rebate when you buy 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Free your team from time-consuming procurement tasks. Discover smart business buying where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
7.7 million. That's how many student loan borrowers are currently in default across America. If you're one of them and your debt is private, you need to know about Y-Refi. Hi, it's Vince Marotta. Y-Refi are experts at helping people struggling with distressed or defaulted private student loans. They've helped thousands of people in this exact situation, people just like you. And what makes Y-Refi different is they don't start with your credit score. They start with your life. What can you realistically afford? What does a payment need to look like for you to actually be able to make it every month? Then they build a low fixed rate plan around that number. And once you're in, you are in. There's no surprises. There's no rate jumps. Just steady, predictable payments that let you start moving forward again. I've heard from people who called Y-Refi thinking there was no other option left to try, and then they walked away with a real plan for the first time in years. That could be you. Give Y-Refi a call today at 888-Y-REFI-85 or visit YRefi.com. That's the letter Y, REFY.com.
Luke Lipinski back to tell you about Twin Peaks, the ultimate man cave sports lodge where you can keep up with all the baseball, basketball, hockey, and everything else going on right now. If it's on, it's here. And they've got massive screens and perfect sightlines so you can catch every single memorable moment right as it happens. Game day watch parties, event nights. You couldn't ask for a better spot than Twin Peaks with their entire menu made for MVPs as well, and the great scenery and environment that they're known for at 5 convenient Phoenix locations now. There's one nearby wherever you are in the Valley. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Hey, it's Gambo. If you've got a mortgage in the last 3 years, listen up. Mortgage rates have dropped, and now could be a great time to refinance and put money back in your pocket. My friends at Lund Mortgage track rates daily to help you act fast and save. Just email RateWatch@LundMortgage.com, and they'll alert you when it's the right time. Skip the mailers and robocalls. Lund Mortgage gives you the full picture so you can make a smart decision. Email RateWatch@LundMortgage.com and start saving.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-290-7100. That's 800-290-7100.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Wolf. Which late-round Cardinals draft pick could end up being a 98.7, the Arizona Sports app, and the Arizona Sports YouTube channel.
It is Bickley and Marotta Mornings here on this Thursday, coming to you live from the Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort Studios. Dan Bickley, Vince Marotta, Jared Carlin, and Sammy Cebulka taking you up until 10 o'clock, and then we give way to Diamondbacks baseball, dripping the boys, trying to win the series in Milwaukee. I kind of expected you to be a little bit more happy,
jubilant,
celebratory today.
Well, who said I'm not?
Oh, well, you're keeping it inside.
Still got your shirt
I
on.
thought you'd be.
Just be waving it over.
It appears the end of Live Golf is
here.
Is coming.
Yes.
The Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, which had thrown I've seen reports of $5 billion to $6 billion thrown into Live Golf since it started in 2022. They're pulling their funding. It very, very barely made a blip on the golf radar, if you will. And now you're left with all kinds of questions. We had Bob Herrig on from Sports Illustrated early in the show in the 6 o'clock hour. And I thought he said some interesting things that for the golfers, Live was a good thing because it created more opportunities for pro golfers to get on a tour somewhere.
Right.
But I think we've seen the effects of what guaranteed money and loads of it thrown at golfers from the Saudis did to their competitive juices.
Yeah. Live Golf never was a golf league, never was about golf. It was a geopolitical instrument. It was sports washing at its highest degree. Look, the PGA Tour, for all its flaws, for whatever you want to say about it, they spent a century building a system that was all built on meritocracy. It was all built on competition, on these very important systems that added meaning to tournaments, that determined legacies, that made heroes out of guys like Arnold Palmer and Jack Nicklaus, and the list goes on and on. Live Golf came in and wrote checks that made the whole thing feel like a joke. And the greed of it all was absolutely bottomless. And that is the shame of it all, that the guys that went and took the money were trying to pretend that this was actually something that was going to grow the game. All it took was one weekend watching Live Golf, and I spent a few weekends doing it, to see how absurd it was. The 54-hole format, ridiculous. The DJs and the live music all over the course, ridiculous. The loud music playing, ridiculous, at least in my opinion. There was nothing substantial about this. And the greed it unlocked was incredibly unbecoming, and it's made a lot of people look foolish, is what it has. And you can name the guys, and I'll probably get around to doing so. But to me, the idea now that the PGA Tour can claim victory, because I don't see any world in which Live Golf finds funding. Certainly not at the level that they've had.
Well, that was one of the interesting things, too, that Bob brought up in our discussion was, because I posed that question, if they're trying to find private funding, outside funding, who's going to be willing to do that when the product didn't work with massive funding behind it?
Yeah.
But he brought up the fact that now that there's no Saudi involvement anymore, a big part of the dilemma of Live Golf as a concept is gone. So now it becomes a concept that with proper funding, could it actually survive? But could it be viable? I still don't think it's happening. One thing that didn't come up, too, is, look, we know Brooks Koepka, he made the jump back. He was given an offer. He took the PGA up on its offer.
Yep.
Other golfers were afforded that opportunity as well under the rules that were in place, and they declined. I still think Jon Rahm, Bryson DeChambeau, Cameron Smith, maybe, come back to the PGA Tour in some form and, are viable competitors on that tour. But what does this do? I'm going to get your blood boiling here. What does this do for somebody like Phil Mickelson, who doesn't have really any use on the PGA Tour anymore because of his age?
Here's what I've been told by people, and I talk to golf people all the time because I am a golf dork now.
You're not just a word nerd. You're a golf dork.
So exactly. So this returning member program that they created specifically to get these guys back. Will that be offered again to Jon Rahm and Bryson DeChambeau and maybe Cam Smith? There's a real feeling, there's a real anger on tour still for Jon Rahm, because there's this belief that, well, first of all, he once stood on business and I would never do that. That's not golf. And then he
Wait, how much now?
Right. Until there was a number in which he was like, okay, I'm going to go and cash out, and it's going to be over before you know it, and then I'll get back, and I'll have $500 million in my back pocket. There's a lot of resentment, from what I've been told, on the PGA Tour that that would really counter the fact that they're going to make it easy for Jon Rahm to get back on tour. I don't know if that exists towards Bryson DeChambeau. I think people realize that he brings a lot of eyeballs to the sport, that his YouTube channel is fairly significant. But at the same point in time, it's going to be real interesting if they make some of these guys really earn it. Put your money where your mouth is. Patrick Reed is taking the long way back. Mm-hmm. People respect that. People respected Brooks Koepka. He didn't really get dinged by this because Brooks Koepka was never part of the lawsuit that effectively was spawned by LIV players suing the tour they once were on.
Right. If you were to ask Brooks, he'd be the money talked.
Yeah. There was some transparency. Yes. And no BS from Brooks Koepka, which has allowed his return to be a lot different. Then you get to Phil Mickelson. This is going to be fascinating to me because Phil Mickelson, from what I can tell, persona non grata on the PGA Tour. He was the Pied Piper who kind of greased the skids for all these guys to do this. Mm-hmm. And
well, he was second in line behind Norman, but
yeah. So I don't know what happens to Phil Mickelson, but this is truly going to be one of the great casualties of it all, because this is a guy that would have been the Arnold Palmer of his generation. He would have been revered at the Masters for the next 30, 40 years, and now he is just I've called him one of the greatest traders in sports history.
I saw someone on Twitter say that 20 years from now, nobody's going to understand the plot of Happy Gilmore 2. And what it was parodying.
This
wow,
is true.
That is
true.
Such a great point.
Look, I watched it, and I'm still not sure I understand the plot in real time.
It is funny. So LIV from start to finish, if today, let's say, is the finish, how long was it exactly?
It'd be 4 years, I believe.
Yeah, the first tournament, I think, was 22. Mm-hmm.
I do wonder what it will look like in the history of telling the story of golf, if it's just going to be a blip or if it will have really major, because maybe the way it went about it and obviously the Saudi part of it, but did it do anything to show that a rival league to the PGA could succeed at all? Like, is it anything that down the line might come up again?
I think the biggest thing it did was the league wasn't a rival in and of itself. What it did, though, was open the eyes of the PGA Tour to their flaws.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah. And there were
concessions. And yeah, so again, that's a good thing, but that doesn't make up all the damage that happened because of LIV Golf.
Right.
One of the winners out of the pandemic happened to be the sport of golf. The sport of golf
definitely
exploded in the pandemic.
Yeah.
And it created a growth surge, and that came right in. And that's right when LIV Golf kind of folded into it.
Golf and pickleball, big winners.
Mm-hmm.
You know who really loses out in all of this? Team golf.
Oh,
hey,
how many players with
for the Ryder Cup
straight face? Well, that's a different thing. But how many players took this money and then with a straight face said, "We're interested in growing the concept of team golf. It's very important." No, it's not.
It's not.
Count your money.
That's the whole thing, and that's why I come back to Jon Rahm. I can't imagine the reputation that the damage to his reputation by taking money he said he didn't need, blowing up a number of years of his prime, putting his Ryder Cup eligibility in jeopardy. He might not have a place to play next year.
Which is insane.
It's insane. I know. So and again, they're not officially done. They're claiming to try to go into some other lane of strategy. But look, if a golf league could find that much of funding globally, it would have happened already.
You know who I'd like to see take over? Tom Dundon.
Oh, boy.
And then just nickel and dime it to death.
Be hilarious.
Yeah, Tom Dundon, who just lost his basketball coach.
Because he doesn't want to pay.
Because he doesn't want to pay him.
$1.5 million. Coming up next here on the Thursday edition of Bickley and Murata Mornings, we hit some social studies on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
the Arizona Sports YouTube channel. Just the local sports leader doing what we do on YouTube. Serve yourself some Arizona sports for live shows, podcasts, viral clips, shorts, and more. Subscribe to the Arizona Sports YouTube channel.
Waltz is a Valley institution. They've been in the Valley since 1957, which is 11 years before the Suns got here. But have you seen them lately? If not, great time to go take a look. Now, I've been to Waltz Showroom in Tempe, and these guys don't just sell televisions. They build home theaters. I'm talking full surround sound, screens calibrated perfectly for the dimensions of your room, smart controls so you can switch from the Suns game to your music with one button. And if you've ever dreamed about having the ultimate sports cave, Waltz makes that happen. They deliver it, they mount it, they calibrate it, they'll program your remotes, they'll set up your streaming apps, they'll walk you through everything before they leave, same-day delivery if you need it. That is the difference. And when you buy from Waltz, you're buying from an authorized dealer, and that means your Samsung, your LG, your Sony comes with full manufacturer warranties, no fine print, nope, sorry you bought it from an unauthorized seller. Waltz has your back from day one. Finally, people assume Waltz is more expensive because it's not a warehouse. Wrong. They're price competitive with the big box stores on the same exact models. But here's what you don't get at one of those big box stores. Somebody who answers your call when something goes wrong. Someone who comes back to your house if there's an issue. At Waltz, you're paying the same price and getting 10 times the service. Go check them out off the I-10 in Warner, right behind the IKEA. While you're there, drop my name. You get an additional 10% off installation or a 3-year warranty for free just by dropping my name. You can always shop online at waltz.com. Shop local, shop Waltz.
Have you heard about Global Credit Union? Hey, everybody, it's Dave Burns. They're helping Arizonans keep more of their money. Last year, members saved over $194 million through better rates and lower fees. Perks include early payday, access to your paycheck up to 3 days early, and 24/7 U.S.-based support whenever you need it. Join at globalcu.org or visit one of their 9 Phoenix area branches. I'm a member, and you will feel the difference right away. Global Credit Union. Better rates, fewer fees, real savings.
Let's talk about the Ford F-150 because look closely. You see hard work, great adventure. Paul Calvisi here. Considering the bloodline, it's no surprise F-150 trucks are icons of muscle and performance. We're talking on the job site, home, the family camper, off-roading. The F-150 has us covered. And now take the 2026 Ford F-150 truck. Whether you're looking for the perfect work truck or a powerful weekend warrior, Ford has a powertrain fit for the job. Besides, Ford is the #1 selling truck brand in Arizona. And right now, get 4.9% APR financing for 60 months plus $2,500 in bonus cash. And Ford owners get an additional $500 in owner loyalty cash on a 2026 Ford F-150 STX. But hurry, it all ends April 30th at our Desert Ford dealers. Just click buyfordnow.com. Based on S&P Global Mobility Retail U.S. new vehicle registrations for the truck vehicle type CYTD October 2025.
For windows and doors that combine style, performance, and efficiency, come to the Window Depot. We carry a large selection of Milgard windows and patio doors with many options in stock and available today. Choose from a variety of colors, styles, and energy-efficient designs that can help improve comfort while adding value to your home. From new builds to window replacements, our team can help you find the right Milgard products for your unique project. Visit thewindowdepot.com to find a location near you.
Hey, it's Gambo, and every single year I have Christian Brothers HVAC out to my house for their summer inspection. They do one of the most thorough inspections in Arizona, a full 22-point checklist from the Arizona Heat Pump Council, and they give you real electrical readings on every major component. If anything is outside of factory specs, they show you and explain it. No pressure, just flat rate upfront pricing. And right now, my listeners get the summer tune-up for just $50. Call 602-222-3535 or go to cbrothers.com.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Make this Memorial memorable with Bunker to Bunker's 15th Annual Memorial Weekend Golf Tournament, presented by Shady Ray Sunglasses on Saturday, May 23rd at the Wigwam Golf Club and Resort. Open to the public, the two-person scramble benefits the Tunnel to Towers Foundation and is loaded with a big raffle, competitions, breakfast, and a coupon for a second round of golf, all for just $142. Make it the perfect Memorial Weekend. Stay and play vacation with our hotel specials. For details and registration, go to bunkergolf.com.
KMVP FM Phoenix.
Live from the Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort Studio.
Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
I'm Sammy Sabolka with what's trending now, presented by Parker & Sons Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. It was back to winning ways for the Diamondbacks yesterday after going down 2-0. The Snakes responded with 6 unanswered runs, all via the long ball. Adrian Del Castillo and Nolan Arenado got it going in the 4th inning. And Ketel Marte and Corbin Carroll went back-to-back to get in on the action in the 9th, and they got a 6-2 win. And yes, Drip Vargas extended his hit streak to 25 games. Today, Mike Soroka gets the ball for the Diamondbacks. First pitch from Milwaukee will be this morning at 10:40. Be sure to catch it right here on Arizona Sports 98.7 and the Arizona Sports app. And find out why Jeremiah Love's college coach, Marcus Freeman, believes he's a football unicorn over on ArizonaSports.com today. And that's what's trending now.
Arizona Sports, the local sports leader. Bickley and Murata Mornings. Social Studies. Brought to you by Carol Royce, your home sold guaranteed realty.
Yes, it is the 9 o'clock hour. That means it is time for some social studies. You can find us on social media. We are at Bickley_Murata on X, at Bickley and Murata on Instagram and Facebook, and at Arizona Sports on YouTube. And before we get to the questions, I did want to say, so Calais Campbell is heading back to Baltimore on a 1-year deal. So sadly, he will not end his career, at least now.
Well, at least not next year.
Exactly.
Maybe the year after that.
As an Arizona Cardinal.
Does he have 2 more seasons left
He's
in
going
him?
to keep playing until his team has a winning record on the way out.
Just saw Calais at the one of the Suns playoff games.
Yeah, that's not the most ringing endorsement about what lies ahead for the Cardinals in 2026.
No, I saw that too, and I can't lie, got a little upset. But let's jump into some social studies questions, and let's start with the Arizona Cardinals. And this is a very interesting question. Who is most likely to start Game 1 of the NFL season, and why? Is it Jacoby Brissett, Gardner Minshew, Carson Beck, or new to the party, Aaron Rodgers?
What a hump!
I'm still voting Brissett.
Okay.
It just, I know, it appears there's a lot that needs to be done to get there at this point.
The Rodgers is a long shot, but you could see a scenario where any of the other 3 can start Game 1, right?
No.
You don't see?
No, I think even if Brissett's not in the picture, I think Minshew would be your day one.
I agree
with
that,
what I'm saying.
And that's who I'm going to pick to make the week 1 start.
Really?
Gardner Minshew. Yeah, just playing this out in my head, I would bet on the idea that if Jacoby Brissett, I mean, the idea that they're going to make him compete for the starting job, which I'm assuming from Monty Ossenfort's appearance on radio yesterday, then I just don't think it's going to sit well with Jacoby, and I think they're just going to come to a parting of the ways.
Interesting.
That's fantastic.
That is pretty good. So Jacoby Brissett, 60% of the vote. Minshew, 17%. Aaron Rodgers, 13% of the vote. And Carson Beck, 9%. And Lauren said, let's just get this out of the way. I do not want Hump Rodgers, but I think of his football IQ and what a difference he might make for Marvin Harrison Jr. and Trey McBride. Just wish he wasn't such a hump. And Tom Foss said, start Carson Beck from day one. He has 6 years of college experience. Minshew will be the backup. Carson will have 17 games to prove he's the man, or we'll draft another quarterback in the first round next season. And then
there's an argument to be made for that.
I have one that's pro Rodgers.
Okay.
From Michael.
I was about to read it.
Oh, go ahead,
No.
Sammy. I didn't mean to step on you.
No,
Go
you're
ahead.
good.
Go ahead.
From Michael Liberty, 100% Aaron Rodgers and 100% Jacoby Brissett will never start another game in Arizona.
Well, here's an anti-Rodgers one
There you go.
from Michael on Instagram, because I posed a similar question on Instagram right now, Bickley and Murata. I'd rather crap in my hands and clap than have Aaron Rodgers on my team. So mixed reaction to
it's all over
the possibility.
It is all over the place. My gosh.
And we're not talking about what was in his hand.
No, Aaron Rodgers, very divisive athlete. All right, the next question. In the middle of Drip Vargas's hit streak, it's at 25 games right now. So what is the most prestigious record in all of sports?
The most prestigious.
Okay, so focusing on that word, prestigious. This is the context in which I give that award to Cal Ripken Jr.
Ooh.
Because as somebody who covered baseball full time in the 90s, I was blown away what it felt like to cover a baseball season in its entirety of never getting a day off until the team had a day off, and even then you were working. It is mind-boggling that Cal Ripken can, what do you do, 16 consecutive seasons of that? That's where I'm voting. Now, I'm not calling it the most, it's probably the most unbreakable one as well, but the word prestigious, showing up for your shift every day straight for 16 years, when you're working every day for 6 months?
That's amazing. I mean, most players can't get through a 3-game series without getting a day off these days.
How about it?
True.
That's up there. I know it's been tarnished, but I still think the single-season home run record is number one.
See, I was going to say, for all of our lifetimes until probably Barry Bonds, that was the most prestigious. I don't know. I think it's lost its luster. But what other records really even stand out, though?
But, but if somebody breaks that, does it become, again, the most prestigious in your eyes?
It's interesting because
somebody gets to 74?
You saw how big a deal they made Aaron Judge breaking the American League record a few years ago. A lot of people said the 56-game hitting streak, Joe DiMaggio.
That's that I was going to say. And I even think, listen, Bam scored 83 points this season. The 100-point game in the NBA, I think, is very prestigious.
Well, somebody who was in the crowd that night in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Yep. Tell us about it, Vinny.
Yeah. You saw Will go to work.
I can tell you it was pretty special.
That's a good one because it's also such a beautiful round number.
Yes.
100 points.
100.
That's true.
The thing about the 56-game hit streak is it's very, very impressive to do. But you can go 1 for 5 for 56 straight. You can hit 200 for 56 straight games and do that record.
Yeah.
Like hitting 400 with 20 home runs, but missing a game here and there is a much more impressive feat than just hitting safely in 56 games. It's just a weird, quirky record.
It's true. And then State 48 said Michael Phelps winning 8 gold medals in 1 Olympic Games and 23 total gold medals. All right, our last question on social studies today. This stemmed from a injustice, per se, in last night's men's league basketball game that I played in. But what is the biggest injustice you've ever faced? What is a story about you getting screwed, unfairly treated, or feeling like the world is against you?
Doesn't have to be anything really serious, just like some.
I was going to say, looking at the new monitors we have in the studio, my giant head. My head's getting bigger. Maybe I'm just getting fat. Maybe both are happening.
Let's go to the responses on this. I don't want to go. I've got a number of things I could say, but I don't want to be a whiner, and I never want to be a victim, so I'm not going to engage in this.
Josh's is really funny here. So he asked out the love of his life at a church Christmas party. Next day, my mom woke me up with her on the phone because her parents were making her break up with me. I'm literally the Wham Christmas song. Also, now she's married to a different guy named Josh with the same birthday as him.
That's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Tom's was also pretty funny, I thought. This happens to me every week for the last 25 years. In fact, multiple times a week, I buy these things called lottery tickets, expecting to win millions and millions of dollars, and I never do. I'm getting ripped off, I tell you. So pretty good there. And we'll wrap with a Mock My World update from yesterday.
Okay, I've got one story I can throw.
Okay, there you go.
All right, so I took my family on a Canadian vacation, and we went up to Whistler, and they got this big mountain up there, and you can take like ski lifts to the top of the mountain and go hiking, and it's unbelievably gorgeous. So, and it's ridiculously expensive. So I spent $500 for 5 people to go up in this thing. The minute we got up there was a lightning sighting 40 miles away, so they shut everything down. Shut everything down. So you couldn't go anywhere. You were just stuck there. And I just could have taken a torch to $500. I was livid.
Man.
I let people know about it, and they didn't care, which made me even more livid.
Yep, that is brutal. And I feel like with these types of things, like these kind of worlds against you, they don't just happen in blips. They come, and it's like a snowball effect.
Yeah, it is.
And yeah, real quick, Mock My World update from yesterday. Most hateable songs. It is close.
Very close.
Dan Bickley, 32.7. It just changed. 32.7%. My Team, 30.9%. Jarrett Carlin's 27.3%. And Vinny, 9.1%. So keep voting. 2 hours left. When we'll see who will win that. But there you guys go. We're at Bickley_Murata on X, Bickley and Murata on Instagram and Facebook, and go watch us on YouTube at Arizona Sports. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Sammy. Coming up next, a treat. We get to talk some spring football with the head coach of the Arizona State Sun Devils, Kenny Dillingham. It's Bickley and Murata Mornings, Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
D-backs decision makers from the team's front office join Wolf and Luke Wednesday mornings at 11:45 for D-backs Front Office Focus. Brought to you by Canvas Annuity. The home of Arizona Diamondbacks baseball is Arizona Sports 98.7 and the Arizona Sports app.
Water safety is a critical issue, especially in our community. We're here today with Rosaria Kane representing Fulton Homes, who's doing so much to support bringing awareness to this important cause.
My own son almost became a casualty. In the water, when they get over their head, they don't scream. They don't make a commotion. They don't splash. It's completely silent. If you're not watching them, you'll never know that something's happened until it's too late. And you hear that on the 911 tapes, that they just took their eyes off for, a few seconds, and next thing, the paramedics. So really important to make sure we have our eyes on the kids at every second, every day. The good news is these deaths are 100% preventable. Once you lose a kid, you'll never get them back. 2 seconds is too long.
KTAR News, Arizona Sports, and Fulton Homes want to remind you that 2 seconds is too long to take your eyes off kids near water. Take action today. Visit Fulton2seconds.com.
Hey, it's Paul Calvisi with Bright Wealth Management President Matt Dagas and Matt Taxis. They're one part of retirement that most people never get ahead of.
That's true, and no one also plans for them. So once you start taking income from your accounts, taxes can impact everything. If you don't plan it right, you're going to pay Uncle Sam more than you should.
But you help people take control of that.
Absolutely. We look at all of your accounts, IRAs, 401ks, Social Security, all of these taxes to build a strategy designed to reduce all these unnecessary costs over time.
And the difference adds up?
It absolutely does. And smart tax planning can save you thousands of dollars over your retirement years.
And listeners can start that process today.
Call Bright Wealth Management at 844-726-9116 or visit us at brightwm.com for your complimentary tax review.
Hey, if you want to keep more of what you've earned, make the call.
Again, that's 844-726-9116 or brightwm.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Foundations Investment Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. The content provided is for educational purposes only.
Freeway, Chevrolet, I-10, and Ray.
At Freeway Chevrolet, buying a new vehicle is as easy as 1, 2, 3. And right now, you can get supplier pricing for everyone on new Silverado 1500s. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Supplier pricing for everyone on new Silverado 1500 model. See dealer for details. Must take new retail delivery by April 30th, 2026.
Freeway, Chevrolet, I-10, and Ray.
When the dollar's convertibility into gold ended in 1971, gold was fixed at $35 an ounce. Fast forward to today, and the U.S. dollar has lost over 85% of its purchasing power, Meanwhile, gold has increased in value by over 12,000%. Central banks are buying gold at record levels. Major firms are holding significant positions in gold. And I choose to buy gold from Birch Gold Group. It's Dan Bongino, and it all starts with education. Birch Gold just announced their Learn and Earn Precious Metals event. This free online event rewards you for learning the basics of investing in precious metals. Sign up to get free silver on your next purchase if you qualify. And you can get even larger incentives as you go. The more you learn, the more you can earn. But act now. This special event only runs through April 30th, so text my name Dan to the number 989898 to join Birch Gold's Learn and Earn Precious Metals event by April 30th. Text Dan to 989898 today. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, it's Luke. Tune in to the D-backs Brewers series finale at 10 a.m. We'll react to the final 2 games of the series either today after the game or just tomorrow at 10 a.m. It's Wolf and Luke on Arizona Sports 98.7, the Arizona Sports app, and the Arizona Sports YouTube channel.
We continue on the Thursday edition of Bickley and Murata Mornings, live from the Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort Studios. Sun Devil football, obviously a big topic of discussion on our shows. We have Kenny Dillingham on every week during the season, but he's joining us now for spring football. Coach Dillingham joining us via video this morning. Kenny, how are you?
Kenny!
Phenomenal. How are y'all?
Doing really well. Tell us about spring football. How did it all go for you?
Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought our guys, early in camp, they didn't know, exactly how, aggressive, how game day like we practice. I think the best way to get better in football is to play football. And you can only play it if you get yourself into a mindset and a frame of mind where you're ready to go compete and you want to compete. So I thought early in camp, we were trying to dip our toe in the water. And I think, we got to day 5, 6. We really hit our stride. And I loved how the team came together because of that, the hard practices and the challenging practices. And calling people out in meeting rooms. And I think all of that, really brings people together when it's all said and done.
All right, let's go back to the NFL draft. I want to know your level of pride. You had 2 players selected in the first 21 picks, which a lot of major programs could not say. At the end of it all, you had 4 players taken in the NFL, including a kid who had 1 collegiate offer coming out of high school. Really speaks to the program's ability to develop players, does it not?
Yeah, I think, the proof's in the pudding there. I think we're a place that we want to get the most out of people. And I think part of that is not just the physical, it's the mental, is we try to teach kids, what it looks like to be successful from a work perspective. And it's challenging and it's hard and it's not easy. And we recruit to that. We don't tell people it's going to be easy in recruiting. And I think the guys that we recruit are about the work and are about the process. And then you see the success they have. Jordan, the last time we've had a pick as high as Jordan, you couldn't go to a PG-13 movie. That's how long it's been since that was when they were, all that stuff. And that's how long it's been. And to have 2 guys drafted in the first round, then, I think we have 11 guys, some guys are still getting signed, but that got helmets to have a chance. And all of those guys that poured into this program that have a helmet, that are about to go get a tryout and show what they got. Those guys as well, they were all at probably a low point in their career at one point. And them coming here has really helped them, get back on their feet.
Kenny Dillingham, our guest here on Bickley and Murata Mornings. One player in particular, and you mentioned the 2 first-rounders, Max Ahanichor going number 21 overall to the Pittsburgh Steelers while the draft is in Pittsburgh. Can you just kind of illustrate, Kenny, what Max was like when you took over the program in 2023 and the strides that he made to make himself and to work to be a first-round pick?
Yeah, he showed up. He didn't know what a 3 technique was. He's learning everything. This is like blank canvas, but a great person and who wanted to be better. You can figure out really quick, does this person want to be good or is this person just talented? And you can find out real fast, this guy wants to be good and he's a blank canvas. And he put in the work with Coach Sog and they put in tons of hours to get him where he is. And I think he just continued to buy in to what we were doing. He continued to buy into the weight room. He continued to buy into Coach Sog. And even the days Coach Saga was hard on him, he continued to buy in and pour in. And I think when he gets drafted like that, it's really emotional for him because it's like all that work that he put in, all the people that probably didn't believe he could be here, didn't even think it was possible, right, for him to be in the shoes he's in. Now he's there, and he gets drafted, by the host city, also, Coach Ward's, city. And, we're on FaceTime with him. He's like, I'll show you all the spots because I was behind at the time. Like, I got you. Don't worry. I got you, dude.
I tell you all the time, I really, really admire your messaging to your team because you're always spot on. What was your opening address or message to this current group?
I think the opening message was, listen, we got a bunch of new guys and we got a bunch of old guys. And we're only going to be as good as how close we become. I said, our talent, check, we're fine. We've got enough talent. Right? There's a lot of teams with a lot of talent now. In today's era, the level of football is increasing. There's a better level of football and high-level football now than there used to be in today's era of college football. So everybody's going to have a lot of talent. What teams can come together the closest? What teams can build an identity? And that was the challenge is through spring, if a coach of an opposing team could watch us practice, what would he describe to his team as our core values? Would he say we're fast? Would he say we're athletic? Would he say we're big? Would he say we're tough? Would he say we're physical? He say we're smart? What is he going to describe us as? And that's your guys' job in the next 6 weeks. And your guys' goal is to create an identity that you want as a football team. So that was my message was we have the ability. It's you guys coming together, really building relationships, and then you guys deciding what you want to be. I don't play. Our coaches don't play. Y'all play. What do you want to be? How do you want a coach to describe you?
Kenny Dillingham, our guest here on Arizona Sports, joining us via video this morning. In terms of the quarterbacks, obviously you're going to have a new starting quarterback this year, Kenny. What did you see from the candidates for that job in the spring?
Yeah, first of all, shout out Jeff Sims. I know he's got a tryout, and he got a helmet, and that's awesome for him. That kid stayed here and fought and was a big reason for us going on a run there in the middle to end of the year. And so shout out to Jeff Sims. And then two, the guys this year, I love the different types of kids and team that we have from the quarterback position. We have, the veteran, right? Then we have the young buck who played a lot in the SEC. Then we have the super young buck who just showed up. Then we have the other young buck who has a year of experience. So we've got kind of 4 different guys that all have different years of experience and different experiences under their belt. And I think it shows when they play in a good way and in a bad way sometimes. But I love that room. I love where it's at, and I feel pretty confident in it.
I saw not that long ago a clip of Omarion Miller make just an outrageous one-handed catch. Your wide receiver core has been getting a lot of good reviews. Tell us what that room looks like.
Yeah, I mean, I think people have started to realize that our wide receiver coach knows what he's doing, and it's starting to make it an attractive place to want to come play wide receiver. So that room, I think, is really, really good. The guys we've brought in have elevated the people that are here, too. So it's not just the guys that we've brought in that we feel good about. I feel really Jalen Moss had a heck of a camp, right? Corey Butler had a heck of a camp. Turbo had his best camp. I mean, then you bring in the guys that we brought in, and Raiden wasn't talked about enough. So, I mean, I love that room. I think that room has only gotten better, and I think the competition in that room is only making the guys in the room better.
Kenny, I wanted to ask you, too, about something cool going on, the Sun Devil Football Youth Camp, June 3rd. I understand the players are way into this. How cool of an opportunity is this for young players that want to get involved?
Yeah, our players, I mean, they love – one of our core values is be a good person, right? So hopefully the majority of our players – we're not going to bat 1,000, right? But, be a good person, right? And part of that is giving back and getting around kids and really realizing how blessed we are, coaches, players, everybody, to do what we do, right? Other people can complain about the landscape of college football and what's happening and what you don't have. I think just being able to sit back and be like, what do we have? Because this is pretty cool, right? And these little kids want to be you, and they don't know the difference between $1 and 25 cents, but they just want to be you, and they want to be in your shoes. And this is our day that we get to give back to them, and we get to, kind of share Arizona State football and what our culture is about to the youth of the city, and to really give back. And at the same time, it's a blessing for our staff and our coaches, who are our players, to just kind of be humbled and really be like, man, this is pretty cool. To do what we do is pretty special.
Yeah, it is. Arizona State football camps.totalcamps.com, and you get more information on that youth camp. Kenny, always a pleasure. Thanks so much for the time.
I appreciate it. Hey, what was that PG-13 movie you think you saw back the last time somebody was drafted like that? The Goonies?
The Goonies.
Something like that?
Right, something like that.
Was that PG? I'll watch Goonies every day.
I don't know. It could
I'm
have
not
been
afraid to admit
PG.
it. I'm still waiting for the sequel.
Thank you, Kenny.
Thanks,
Have
Kenny.
a good day.
We'll talk soon. Kenny Dillingham, head coach of the Arizona State
Goonies.
You couldn't see a PG-13 movie the last time we had 2 first-round picks.
That's fantastic.
He's great. Thanks to Kenny Dillingham for joining us. Also, want to remind you, if you're hungry for a win, text SMASHER to 620-620 for your shot at $25 Sonic gift cards and an autographed Diamondbacks baseball. One grand prize winner takes home a $500 gift card to Sonic. It is Bickley Murata Mornings, coming to you live from the Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort Studios at Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Burns and Gambo, afternoons.
What percentage chance do you think he could be the game 1 starter for the Arizona Cardinals?
5 to 10%.
Okay, but
I don't
not,
think you,
not zero.
Not zero.
Not zero, but not
You
high.
got an impasse right now with Jacoby. I think Jacoby Brissett's your starter. I always say this about, even with basketball players with Malawach and Fleming, he's played a lot of football games, Carson Beck, but 17 games is a long season. It's the NFL. You're going to take a beating out there. If you can take some of those games off his schedule, I think it helps.
Burns and Gambo, afternoons 2 till 6 on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Sports fans know there are a few things better than being number one, and that's what you're going to get from my friends at Chapman BMW, the number 1 rated BMW dealer in Arizona, your premier destination for the ultimate driving machine. Talking about a family-owned business for nearly 6 decades, and whether you visit their store on Camelback Road in Central Phoenix or Chapman BMW in Chandler, you are stepping into the multi-time winner of the prestigious BMW Center of Excellence Award, an elite honor given to the nation's top performing centers for sales, service, and customer satisfaction. Those 2 locations also guarantee you the best selection you are going to find in the Valley, and their state-of-the-art service center is unbelievable, featuring only BMW certified technicians. So go experience a world-class car buying journey at Chapman BMW, and while you're there, make sure you ask for my guy, Shane O'Hanrahan, GM of both locations, who has vowed to hook up any and all of our listeners. Put him to the test. You will not be disappointed. You can always shop online at ChapmanBMW.com. That's Chapman BMW. 2 great locations, 1 great experience.
This is the way. It's Star Wars Night at Chase Field on Saturday, May 9th, featuring the Gabby Moreno Mandalorian Bobble, courtesy of Cox. Visit dbax.com.
Hi, I'm Lacey, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. And yes, I'm actually a jeweler. I bring dream engagement rings to life every day in our jeweler workshop. When I hand set your diamond into your ring, I think about creating a piece you'll wear for a lifetime. I pay attention to the smallest details and treat every ring with the same care and craftsmanship, no matter the size or price. Come see us in store. Shane Company engagement rings are crafted with care from our hands to yours. Because a friend wants your ring to be nothing short of perfect. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
When the dollar's convertibility into gold ended in 1971, gold was fixed at $35 an ounce. Fast forward to today, and the U.S. dollar has lost over 85% of its purchasing power. Meanwhile, gold has increased in value by over 12,000%. Central banks are buying gold at record levels. Major firms are holding significant positions in gold. And I choose to buy gold from Birch Gold Group. It's Dan Bongino, and it all starts with education. Birch Gold just announced their Learn and Earn Precious Metals event. This free online event rewards you for learning the basics of investing in precious metals. Sign up to get free silver on your next purchase if you qualify. And you can get even larger incentives as you go. The more you learn, the more you can earn. But act now. This special event only runs through April 30th, so text my name Dan to the number 989898 to join Birch Gold's Learn and Earn Precious Metals event by April 30th. Text Dan to 989898 today. Message and data rates may apply.
I'm Sammy Cebulka with What's Trending Now, presented by Parker & Sons Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. Erod was solid. The bullpen was nails, and the Snakes homered 4 times. And yes, Drip Vargas extended his hit streak to 25 games in their 6-2 win against the Brewers. Mike Soroka will get the ball today in hopes of moving to 5-0. First pitch from Milwaukee will be this morning at 10:40 right here on Arizona Sports 98.7 and the Arizona Sports app. The Rockets and Pistons fended off elimination last night, and the 76ers, Nuggets, and Hawks will look to do the same as the playoffs roll on. And after the Arizona Cardinals took Jeremiah Love with the 3rd overall pick in last week's NFL draft, find out what his college coach, Marcus Freeman, thought of him in his time at Notre Dame over on ArizonaSports.com today. And that's what's trending now.
Arizona Sports, the local sports leader. Bickley and Murata, Song of the Day.
Look at that. Oh, yes, they call him the street. Fastest thing on 2 feet.
Jared, do you have any opinions on Ray Stevens?
He's just as proud as he can be.
Corny, but
He gonna give us a
I don't know. Slightly problematic, some of his stuff.
Yeah.
But I remember when they used to hawk his
On TV.
albums on TV. Yeah.
Get operators are standing by now. This is called The Streak. It's about running around naked, but
wow,
we're applying it to Ildemaro Drip
Wow,
Vargas.
there
and his
you go.
25-game hitting streak. We don't call him The Streak. We call him Drip, but this is The
Right.
Streak. Ray Stevens, today's Song of the Day. Sorry about that.
Bickley and Murata going off the grid. Brought to you by Sweet James Accident Attorneys. If you've been hurt in an accident, call Sweet James at 800-500-5200 or sweetjames.com.
I know. It's early for Off the Grid, but next segment we're doing D-backs on deck to get you ready for D-backs Brewers, the rubber game of that 3-game series.
Yeah.
So a little bit early today.
Yeah, so we got a potpourri of things.
Yes, we do. What do you got, Bick?
All right, so an amazing story, and this is going to get Sammy's attention, coming out of the Kentucky Derby this week. Do you remember field goal kicker Young Ho Koo?
Yes.
Young Ho Koo. What did the 20-year-old woman of questionable morals say when she tried to sound like a dove? Young.
This is a great story, too.
Young Ho Koo is the field goal kicker last year who completely whiffed on a ball. Remember that?
Yeah.
He chunked it. His foot went right into the ground, and he stopped.
And he didn't even replace his divot.
Right. No, and he didn't even replace. Exactly. Didn't even fill it with sand or anything. There's a thoroughbred trainer at the Kentucky Derby who claims that moment saved his life. His name is Mark Toothaker. He was watching the game live on television. I don't got one for that. Mark Toothaker was watching that game live, and the moment made him laugh so hard he had a seizure. They had to rush him to the doctor. They rushed him to the doctor, and they found like a tumor in his brain.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And his story is that had that moment not happened, it was a tennis ball-sized tumor in his brain. He's claiming had Young Ho Koo not chunked that field goal attempt, he might not be here today.
That is nuts.
He claimed that moment saved his life.
And he's a trainer?
And he's a trainer at the Kentucky Derby with Spendthrift Farms.
Does Spendthrift Farms have a chance? Is this going to be
he doesn't have a horse in the Derby this year.
Oh, he doesn't?
He's previously had horses.
Okay.
Man, the Derby.
So he's just attending the Derby.
He's a trainer for just horses in general. There's obviously other races going on.
It's amazing you know backstory on Mark Toothaker.
Yeah, of course he does.
Of course he does.
Man.
That's my story. That's an unbelievable story.
I ran across this story, and we talked about it earlier in the week, the Brendan Sorsby story. I'm just going to read this. You tell me what's wrong with this, okay? This is from CBS Sports. Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby is away from the team indefinitely after entering a gambling addiction program, which threatens his status for the upcoming season as the Red Raiders prize possession from the 2026 transfer portal cycle. Texas Tech was an overwhelming favorite to repeat as Big 12 champions after acquiring Sorsby this offseason, but now has moved to even money at plus 100 via FanDuel Sportsbook. The Red Raiders' projected win total has also decreased, going from 11.5 at opening to 10.5.
Read the dang room.
That is.
It's not done. Sorsby's no longer on FanDuel's Heisman Trophy odds list after opening at plus 2,500.
Man. Are we just crumbling as a species? Is humanity just falling apart at the seams? That's insane.
I read that this morning and I could not stop laughing. It's terrible. I mean, it's a sad story that he's in the throes of addiction that badly. And now his college football career is likely over. But good Lord, is that insensitive.
That's incredible. That really, really is incredible. All right, so let's briefly get back to the Calais Campbell thing, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So Calais Campbell deciding to play another year, but not in Arizona. He's going to play for the Baltimore Ravens, where he has been before. I don't think this is what Calais Campbell wanted to do, right? Don't you think he wanted to come here and just retire here?
Right off into the sunset.
Well, we don't know. Did the Cardinals want him back?
Well, of course they did. Why wouldn't they?
He was their best interior defensive lineman.
He really was. He was probably their second best front seven defender all season long. So you can certainly see why they would want him back. But when we diagnosed this last year, when Calais announced he was coming back, and kept the door open for another year after that, but signed the 1-year deal. It seemed like, okay, I'm believing in what the Cardinals are putting together. I want to be a part of it at the end of the career, and maybe I can ride off into the sunset after a very satisfying season. And none of that happened.
No. That's I think ominous is a good word for it, but I think also realistic. I think we're all kind of looking and kind of seeing with more and more clarity what next season is going to look like.
And let's just talk about how amazing. September 1st, Calais Campbell has a birthday. He's going to be 40.
Oh, that's crazy.
When you see players hit 40 in the National Football League, it happens at one of three positions. Quarterback, offensive tackle, and kicker. For a defensive player,
that's
or punter,
unheard of.
A defensive player to be that good, that productive still at age 40 is unreal.
For a defensive player at age 40 to be able to still stand and walk to his car in the morning after all the contact and violence that you are inflicting and absorbing. That's amazing. He is truly remarkable. So I wish him well. I love Calais. I think he's a great, great dude.
It's impossible not to. But it's also interesting that, he is going back to another team that he played for previously.
Mm-hmm.
But doing so, I guess he did it last year with the Cardinals because he played under Arians, but came back with Gannon. John Harbaugh's gone.
And maybe that's a piece of it. Maybe he got tired of John Harbaugh. And now that John Harbaugh's gone, maybe he wants to go back to Baltimore. What's Baltimore's nickname?
Charm City.
Charm City, that's it. Yeah.
Hellhole.
Or, according to their City Connect jerseys, be more.
Be more.
That's what Orioles fans are hoping their team will be. Be more.
Baltimore is so bad.
How bad is it?
Baltimore is so bad that Tupac Shakur, very young, and his mother moved to Oakland. They thought Oakland was a better option.
And one other note.
Jared, have you lost all steam? I'm just asking. You just seem, it's like you've just crashed.
Oh, I'm just doing various stuff.
All right. Okay.
One other note from college basketball today. Oliver Ryu, you might say, who's that? The tallest college basketball player ever at 7'9". We saw him get into a tournament game with Florida. He's transferring to UC Irvine. He's going to be the biggest anteater ever. Well, that's their name, the Anteaters.
Wow.
All right,
He's too big. He's too big. The guy is too big.
How can you be too big?
He can't move.
No, he's not. He's 6 inches taller than Victor Wembanyama.
Right. He's too big. That if he was good, he would be on like Duke right now, or still on Florida. Oh, you can be too big to move around well, don't you think?
I agree. Well, but he's probably going to get a chance to play, I would imagine, at Irvine. Coming up next, we'll get you ready for D-backs Brewers. The series finale, D-backs on deck, is next. It's Bickley and Murata Mornings here on Arizona Sports.
Diamondbacks baseball.
0-2 swing and a miss. Thanks for playing. Diamondbacks win it by a final score of 6-2. They got 4 homers on the night, including back-to-back jacks from Marte and Carroll in the ninth, and the bullpen finishes the game, retiring 13 in a row.
The D-backs are up early to try to take the series win in Milwaukee. Pre-game 10 a.m. on the Arizona Sports app and 98.7 FM.
Hey everybody, Dan Bickley here, and in Arizona, your windows are more than just a view. They're the only thing standing between you and 115-degree heat. And standard windows in this state, they act like radiators, pumping expensive heat directly into your living room, forcing your air conditioning into a losing battle. At Advanced Window Products, they don't just sell windows, they build them for the desert. Their custom-engineered windows feature triple low E protection, which reflects up to 98% of harmful UV rays before they can fade your furniture or heat your home. Monsoon-ready seals. These are advanced locking and reinforced frames that keep the dust and the heat out even when the wind kicks up, and factory direct savings. And remember, at Advanced Window Products, you get a great lifetime warranty that is transferable if you ever sell your home, and it also covers accidental glass breakage, which means if a golf ball breaks your window, it gets replaced, no questions asked. Do not wait for your next utility bill to tell you that your windows are failing. Give my friends at Advanced Window Products a call. Here's my buddy Joe to tell you all about a great special they've got going on right now.
Thanks, Bickley. For 40 years, Advanced Window Products has been the name people trust for replacement windows. Hi, I'm Joe from Advanced Window Products. For a limited time, I'm going to up the Bickley special to $3,000 off when you buy 10 windows or more, but you must call now. Call us at 480-764-2110. At Advanced Window Products, we build every window right here in Tullison. No middleman markups, no out-of-state delays, just factory direct quality, custom-made windows for your home. Imagine a quieter home and, more importantly, a cooler home. Our high-efficiency vinyl windows are engineered to lower your energy bills and boost your comfort all year long. Installation is done by our own certified in-house crews, never subcontractors. That's why Arizona homeowners have rated us 5 stars. Advanced Window Products, built here, installed here, trusted here. Call me right now, 480-764-2110 for that $3,000 off, or visit advancedwindows.com to schedule your free estimate.
Staples has hundreds of ways to grow your business this spring, like spectacular signs, brilliant brochures, eye-popping posters, mouth-watering menus, and more. Shop now through June 13th and save up to $150 on all your custom prints. Staples, that was easy.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Right now, when you order in the Sonic app, you get a $0 delivery fee. So you can try the new Sonic All-American Smasher or the Sonic All-American Bacon Smasher with 0 delivery fee, 0 leaving the house, 0 interacting with strangers, and 0 changing out of sweatpants. Get $0 delivery fee in the Sonic app, only for a limited time. Live free, eat Sonic.
Exclusions apply. Taxes and service fees extra. Limited time only at participating Sonic drive-ins.
If you want to live free, yeah.
Dave Burns here with Liberty GMC General Manager Chris Scott. Chris, it sounds like Liberty GMC has some huge savings this month.
You got it, Dave. During our home run sales event, the deals on our 2026 GMC Terrains are a grand slam. You can lease for just $279 a month or take up to $57.50 off all month long. And if you need a little more space, the 2026 Yukons are arriving daily with leases as low as $698 a month.
Step up to the plate and start your deal today. Visit Liberty GMC online all the time at libertygmcaz.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Arizona Sports, the home of Arizona Diamondbacks baseball. We're checking in on the Diamondbacks as they warm up for the game's first pitch. D-backs on deck, brought to you by Sonic. Live free, eat Sonic.
I didn't want to take Erod out of the game in the 5th inning, 1 out away from a win, but I have to make tough decisions, and I felt like it was time to turn it over the bullpen. We had favorable matchups, and it worked out really well.
It did work out really well. That was Torey Lovello explaining his decision to take Eduardo Rodriguez out of the game. And in social studies, we had the question about injustice.
Mm-hmm.
We got an answer from David who said, it wasn't an injustice for me. But how about Erod getting pulled out, needing 1 out for a win yesterday, and getting yanked from the game in a game that his team was leading 4-2 at the time?
Oh, no.
Most people around baseball don't care about wins as a pitcher statistic, except for starting pitchers.
Yeah, that's true.
They still care about them. But as Torey said, it did work out. Diamondbacks win the second game of that series, 6-2. Rubber game today at American Family Field. Man, I miss calling it Miller Park. Wasn't that a great name for a
I thought so,
park?
especially in Milwaukee, right?
Yeah, but you know what? That
especially because you had Busch Field, Coors Field, Miller Park. Got to represent everybody there.
Yeah, the beer triangle.
Did you see how nasty it looked in Milwaukee yesterday? It's like 43 degrees. They also had a great moment during the game where Drip lost his earring. You see that, putting on his helmet?
No.
Oh, yeah. So he had lost his helmet during the swing, put it back on. The earring fell out, right? And then Steve Berthiaume, in perfect deadpan fashion, said, that used to happen to Babe Ruth all the time.
Time to take a look at today's pitching matchup. It's brought to you by the Window Depot. Did you know the Window Depot is more than just windows? They've got doors, skylights, cabinets, countertops, even flooring. Proud partner of the Arizona Diamondbacks, thewindow.depot.com. On the mound today for the Diamondbacks, right-hander Michael Soroka.
Ooh.
4-0, 2 points. I don't have a cue.
Come on, man.
Do you want the long version or the short version?
Or you could have done it live, man.
Mike Soroka. Gotta play it.
Have to play it.
4-0, 2.60 ERA in 5 starts. Over 11 strikeouts per 9 innings. He's getting early talk for comeback player of the year with all the injury problems he had. And let's face it, when the Diamondbacks signed Michael Soroka in the offseason, it was like, okay, I remember him. I wonder if he'll be a factor at all. Mm-hmm. He's been their best starting pitcher to this point. He is going up against Brandon Woodruff, another pitcher, a right-hander from Milwaukee who's dealt with extensive injury issues. 2-1 so far this year in 5 starts, 3.77 ERA, and striking out only 7.2 batters per 9 innings. And his four-seam fastball topping out at about 92.4 miles per hour. He uses it 41% of the time. But he's only getting a 21% whiff rate on that. How about that for advanced?
Wow, you're going deep, man.
Yes, I am. Now it's time to take a look at today's injury report brought to you by Barrow Neurological Institute. Learn more at barrowneuro.org. First, for the Diamondbacks, we know it's a pretty extensive injury report. They've got 8 guys right now on the 60-day injured list. Some guys you're not going to see this year. Blake Walston, Corbin Burns, Justin Martinez, A.J. Puck, Christian Mena, Andrew Saalfrank, Jordan Lawler, Pavin Smith, all on the 60-day injured list. And the guys, still no timetable on guys like Gabby Moreno, who's on the 10-day, Carlos Santana, who's on the 10-day, and Tyler Locklear, who we haven't seen yet this year, working his way back from a couple of surgeries in the offseason. For Milwaukee, a lot shorter list, but they're missing some key guys. Jackson Chourio, one of their best offensive players. He is finally on a rehab assignment, getting back from a fractured left hand. Andrew Vaughn, their first baseman, also on a rehab assignment. Christian Yelich, also out until at least mid-May. He's got a groin injury.
Groin injury.
I didn't have that one ready to go from the classic line from Cheers. Right now, it's time to take a look at the keys to today's game.
Listen, man, I need you to be the key master. I am the key master.
D-backs keys to the game. Arizona Sports, the home of Arizona Diamondbacks baseball.
What do you got for a key today for the Diamondbacks to win another series here, Bick?
Oh, I don't know. You could probably go in a whole lot of different directions here at this thing, but I would say getting Mike Soroka to give you 6 innings to kind of limit the exposure of the bullpen today relative to what Derek Hall said earlier. You can't expect 4+ innings from your bullpen every night.
Yeah, and to hear Torrey say, hey, it was a tough decision to take Erod out after 4 2/3, and it did work out, but that's the downside of it. Mm-hmm. You do tax your bullpen. And for it being April 30th, there's a lot of talk about a taxed bullpen less than a month into a season.
Yeah.
But here we are. Yep. I would agree with that. That's a key. I also look at what happened last night in the 9th inning with Marte and Corbin Carroll going back-to-back, hitting over 850 feet of home runs between them.
Yep.
Corbin Carroll's been really good offensively.
Yep.
Hopefully, we're about to see one of these binges by Ketel Marte because we know they come a few times a year where he just gets red hot and hits the ball
118 miles per hour.
Yeah.
And by the way, and yes, I totally agree with that. And Mike Soroka, if I'm not mistaken, he's been the winning pitcher in 4 of his 5 starts.
Yes, he has. 4-0 so far. Doesn't have anything in the loss column.
Yeah.
Major League Baseball standings brought to you by Liberty GMC, where the deals are a home run, and nowhere can you buy a new GMC for less. Diamondbacks enter today's action at 16-13. They are in 3rd place in the National League West, 3 games behind the leading Dodgers, 2.5 games behind the San Diego Padres, who are 19-11. Interesting, too. Diamondbacks 3 games above 500 right now, but with a -12 run differential.
Ooh.
I mean, that game against the Braves.
Oh, yeah, the two blowouts.
There was the Blue Jays, the White Sox double combo platter. Mm-hmm. And then, obviously, the opening game of this series. That'll do bad things to your run differential.
Jared had a great stat earlier today, but he butchered the name.
Yeah.
Brian McCann.
I know. James McCann and Merrill Kelly have had the same amount of pitching appearances this season.
That's a great stat.
And what's McCann's ERA? It might actually be lower than
that.
Yeah, it's not.
Milwaukee comes into today's game 15-14. They are in 4th place in the NL Central. All 5 teams in the NL Central above 500 right now. The Pirates, normally if being 16-15, they'd be really happy with that.
Yeah.
They're in last place.
Wow.
There you go. You're all ready for D-backs baseball. That is going to do it for us. Thanks to Bob Herrig, Derek Hall, and Kenny Dillingham for joining us. We're back tomorrow morning, bright and early at 6. Steve Zinsmeister takes over the airwaves next to get you ready for D-backs Brewers here on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader. Have a great day, everybody.
You've been listening to D-backs on Deck. Brought to you by Sonic. Live free, eat Sonic. Arizona Sports, the home of Arizona Diamondbacks baseball.
To hydrate or caffeinate? Why not both? New Sonic Refreshers blend real fruit with a splash of energizing green tea. Try it sparkling or still in 3 mouthwatering flavors: berry citrus, mango peach, or strawberry passion fruit. You've earned it. Seriously. Carried all your groceries in one trip? Turned your clothing pile back into a treadmill? Parallel parked on the first try? Sip to that. All new Sonic Refreshers. Live free, eat Sonic.
Are you planning a home renovation? Getting quotes on windows, doors, cabinets, countertops, or flooring? Before you commit, visit the Window Depot and make sure you're not overpaying. The Window Depot is your one-stop shop for top quality products at the lowest prices. We're locally owned and operated with no installers and no middlemen, so you save big. Perfect for DIYers, contractors, and homeowners. Visit a location near you or shop online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Baseball fans know a rally is one of the game's greatest moments. But in real life, some comebacks take more than determination. After a brain injury, the road back can feel like the longest inning. That's where Barrow Neurological Institute steps in. With advanced neurorehabilitation, Barrow specialists help patients rebuild strength, regain independence, and return to the life they love. Barrow Neurological Institute. It matters where you get your neurorehabilitation care. Visit barrowneuro.org.
For over 40 years, Collins Comfort Masters has provided trusted, certified technicians. And with nearly 11,000 5-star reviews, the Valley agrees. Right now, you can upgrade to an EcoWater Whole Home Premium System for as low as $60 a month OAC and get cleaner, better water at every tap. Call 480-NO-WORRY or visit collinscomfort.com. Collins Comfort Masters, your no-worry solution for air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, and water filtration. That's collinscomfort.com.
In baseball, every decision matters. One pitch can change the game. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And like a good manager, building a strong financial plan takes strategy and the right team.
Torey Lavello here. Jeff's right. In baseball, you can't just watch one part of the field.